The Silver Eagles playing host to the Waukesha West Wolverines. Some bad blood between these two teams, as last year the Silver Eagles winners in overtime against Waukesha West when Jackson Thompson went in with a 2-point conversion to win that one, 43-42. Bob, I think we're due for another classic matchup tonight.
This is going to be Monona Grove's toughest test so far this year. Not even close. I have felt going into each game this year, Steve, 100% confident that Monona Grove would win and usually would win big. I do not have that same level of confidence tonight. Waukesha West team is the real deal. 11-0. Their defense is going to be by far the best defense Monona Grove has faced this year, and probably the best defense Monona Grove has faced since last year in the playoffs, early in the playoffs. So, MG, they're going to have their work cut out for them tonight. Fortunately, they got the horses to get a win tonight.
Yeah, the Silver Eagles come into tonight's game averaging a little over 48 points a game, giving up less than 14 a game. They've totally dominated their opponents most of the season. Waukesha West had one close game to start the season, a 1-point victory over Kettle Moraine, and then they've blown everybody out since then. Their defense, like Bob said, is the real deal, giving up less than 9 points a game. They gave up 17 points in the first quarter all season, Bob. That's just crazy.
That is crazy. Fortunately, Monona Grove has scored 399 points in the first half this season, outscoring their opponents by 30 points in the first half of every game this year.
Yeah, you look at the statistics, and in some areas, the Silver Eagles look pretty impressive, but it's even more impressive when you consider that a lot of those games, many of the games this season, have had the second half played by the junior varsity.
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, Monona Grove's offense has really only had to take the field in 2 or 3 games this year in the second half. Last week was one of them. They are only up 27-7 at the half. I say only because Monona's often up by a lot more than that at halftime. They had to kick off to Waterford last week, but they got stopped Waterford on their first series, then drove right down the field, and then turned the ball over on downs. Managed to come back and get another touchdown to take the lead 33-7, and once they went up to 40-7, they salted that game away. Great game by the running back Jackson Thompson last week, Steve.
Jackson coming up on 1,500 yards for his career. Poised to move into third place all time, I understand, for the Silver Eagles.
Yes, he is, and he should go over with a good game this week. I think he only needs about 126 yards, and that should get him to the 3,000-yard mark for his career. Last week, he went for 230 yards, averaging over 9 yards a carry, scored 4 times, and if you remember, Steve, he scored on the first play of the game, which really helped set the tone.
Yes, it did.
65-yard touchdown run on the first play of the game for Monona Grove.
Well, the Silver Eagles also can boast a pretty decent quarterback, I'd say, Bob. Alec Ogden, the top-rated quarterback in the league, or in the state, I should say, over 6,000 career yards passing, 75 touchdowns. What can we say about Alec Ogden that we haven't said over and over again this year?
Well, I'm sure you noticed earlier this week, Steve, Alec Ogden named, as we both said he deserved, the Offensive Player of the Year in the Badger Conference South this year. Also a unanimous decision, both as Player of the Year and as the starting quarterback on the first team. There's really nothing else we can say, as you said, Steve. Last week, 17 for 25, 256 yards, 1 touchdown pass. He came close and maybe not throwing a touchdown pass last week, Steve. So I looked back to see when the last game was he didn't throw one.
Uh-huh.
And it was last year in the Monroe game, the game they lost 10-7. That was back in September of 2016 is the last time Alec Ogden did not throw a touchdown pass in a game. Yeah. Last week he had 4 completions of 30 yards or more, including a 29-yard or a 30-yard touchdown pass, I believe it was, to Colton Moran. That was his only TD pass of the night.
Well, he's up against the toughest defense he's seen all year. This is a team that we're playing tonight, Waukesha West, that held Stoughton to 18 yards of rushing last week. Brady Shipper, the all-conference, probably all-state running back, 19 carries for only 32 yards, about 10 times less than his average game.
Well, remember that when Monona Grove played Stoughton down in Stoughton, Shipper went for 364 yards in that game. Bad news for Monona Grove.
Yeah, but
Waukesha West features a running back a lot like Brady Shipper, a guy by the name of Peter McCudden.
I've heard of this kid. He's got close to 2,000 yards. He went over 2,000 last year, 26 touchdowns. But the only player that I can compare him to that I've seen this year, aside from Shipper, is Jackson Thompson.
Absolutely. They compare favorably with each other. I also looked this up. So Jackson Thompson with 1,466 yards rushing on only 173 carries this year. Steve, he went for 1,378 last year, but it took him 293 carries to do it, 120 more than he has this year.
Seriously?
And this year he has more yards and almost twice as many touchdowns.
Well, that reflects all the time he spent on the bench in the second half this season.
Peter McCudden, like Thompson, McCudden has gone over 100 yards 10 out of the 11 games this year for Waukesha. He's going over 200 3 times. His high, a 258-yard performance against Waukesha North. He also scored 4 touchdowns in that game. McCudden ranks 13th in the state in rushing yards. He also starts on defense, a 4-year starter on defense, Steve. And this guy, he is no chump. He started as a defensive back, has since been moved into as a linebacker, and he's not a big guy. He stands about 5'9", I believe.
Yeah, he's listed at 190 pounds. That might be generous. I've seen pictures of him, and he doesn't look that solid. The impressive thing, Bob, is look at the size of Waukesha West's line. Justin Baker, 230 pounds. Sam Huggett, 260 pounds. Christian Sheedy, 285. Bruce Teixeira, who's committed to Navy, 280 pounds. They've got some big boys on that front line.
Well, and last week they played Waterford. Waterford had some big kids on their offensive line and had some real big kids on their defensive line, if you remember correctly. Don't want to get too far away from McCudden. McCudden last year in the game against Monona went for 211 yards. So Monona Grove's run defense, it hasn't been bad this year. They are giving up, I believe it's about 148 yards a game on defense. Let me take a quick peek here. Where are you? 153 yards a game rushing. They're giving up only 90 yards a game passing. So the defense has played pretty well lately. They've got 16 sacks as a team, 64 tackles for a loss. Trenton Herber, of course, the unanimous choice for a first-team linebacker for all-conference this year, leads the team in tackles with 91. But that running game is going to give Monona Grove all they can handle. And this year, Waukesha West has a decent quarterback. That it would be Brooks Blount. Brooks Blount has completed 55% of his passes this year. He's gone for over 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns, 7 picks. And he's just a sophomore.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been asked to throw much. The most attempts in a game, 16 by him this year, and the most completions, 9. He's only thrown 2 TD passes in a game once this year, I believe.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if the Silver Eagles can control McCudden, yet keeping an eye on that passing game. They don't have anybody who's caught more than 20 passes in a game, but they've got a couple guys with some pretty great yards per catch averages.
Yeah, Tyler Leitner leads the team in receiving Waukesha with 20 catches. He's averaging over 17 yards a catch, and he has scored 7 touchdowns. So they'll have to keep an eye on him. But I think tonight the Monona Grove defense is just going to have to load up in the box and try to contain McCudden. McCudden also pretty good over the course of his 4-year high school football career at throwing the ball. They don't ask him to throw it often, but when he does, he is effective. Wouldn't you say, Steve?
Oh, very effective. This year he's thrown 3 passes, and he's had moderate success this year.
With 3 touchdown passes? 3 for 3 touchdown passes this year over his career. He's completed 8 out of his 9 passes from his tailback position, and he has the 3 touchdowns this year. I would not be a bit surprised to see them pull that out tonight. I hope the Monona Grove coaching staff has the defense ready for that, because you don't see too many halfback passes anymore in the high school game because the quarterback he's the guy, and they throw a lot of passes. But the halfback one, especially a guy like McCudden, where you're expecting him to carry the ball, it is not out of the realm of possibility to see him throw one and maybe go for 6 tonight.
Well, one thing we got to watch for, Bob, I talked to Coach Beckwith a couple of weeks ago. He hinted that some of the Silver Eagles' best defensive players have not played defense this year because he's had the depth to go with a lot of one-way players. We may see some players playing defense that we haven't seen all year because they've been offensive players. That's one of the things I'd like to see. Lucas Gerlach, remember him as a sophomore playing linebacker? He was a terror.
He was.
And he's played strictly tight end this season.
And 3 carries out of the Wildcat, if you remember, a couple of games ago.
That's right. Ogden got shook up for a couple plays, and Gerlach ran the ball pretty well.
But you're right, and we might actually see that. It's not that the defense wasn't well represented on the on the all-conference team this year. Marcus Wallace was named at defensive line, Trevor Wonderland, defensive end, Trenton Herber at linebacker, Jalen Ostrowski, a unanimous pick at defensive back. So the defense, we don't mean to say that the defense hasn't been performing, because they have. They only give up on average about 243 yards a game. But Waukesha West brings, like I said, the best defense Monona has seen this year.
Yeah, it's really going to be a matchup of Monona's high-flying offense versus an outstanding defense here, Bob. And there's the old saying, offense wins games, defense wins championships. This is going to be a good test of that tonight. Although Waukesha West's offense is nothing to discount. They've got some talented players, and like we said, that big line, and of course PMAC.
Yeah, they average 38 points a game. So as you just said, Steve, their offense is it's the real deal. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. A lot of fun to watch this game and see how things end up. So I was looking at last year's game, Steve, and looking at some of the stats, and Alec Ogden had, of course, a great game last year, 18 for 28, 379 yards passing and 5 touchdowns. 4 of them long touchdown passes to Andre Naherniak. I think you remember him, don't you, Steve?
Yeah, oh yeah, he was quite the receiver.
He set the school record for most receiving yards in a game, 221 in that game, and scored 4 times, which I believe, if it doesn't set the Monona Grove record, it certainly ties the record.
Well, Bob, I want to stop you here for a second and let you know that you're listening to WVMO LP Monona.
Oh, well, thanks.
I'm compelled to say that.
I know. I appreciate you doing that, though, because I wasn't really sure where we were going out. So this is great. Well, What else you got to say? Did you see the rest of the all-conference team, Steve?
Yes, I did. There's some outstanding players from both sides of the ball. The Silver Eagles represented well, especially on offense. But you mentioned Alec Ogden being Offensive Player of the Year, All-Around Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Wallace was co-Defensive Lineman of the Year, and
Offensive Lineman of the Year.
Offensive Lineman of the Year. Trent Herber was co-Defensive Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
This reminds me of the last couple years. It seems like the Silver Eagles have just been thick on the all-conference teams. We'll mention some of the other guys that got honors throughout the way. The Silver Eagles well represented. It's always fun to see a lot of kids get recognition like that.
Well, right now I'm seeing a little gamesmanship going on out here on the field as we get ready for the game. The band and the cheerleaders are lined up to welcome the Monona Grove Silver Eagles onto the field, but the Waukesha team is still on the field.
Kind of screening them from entering. And
and
here they're starting to clear.
Yeah, so they need to move things over, and hopefully they'll give Monona Grove a chance to run onto the field. But right now, let's just see how this all plays out. Boy, a goodly number of kids on their roster. Obviously, they must have brought up some players from the JV, but also Waukesha's enrollment is about 200 to 250 kids more than Monona's.
Yeah, they've got a lot of kids on their roster, sophomore and freshmen. They're just filling out the rosters. They've got some duplicate numbers. Lost what I was going to say here.
Well, we could talk a little bit as we wait for Monona Grove to take the field. A little bit about the Monona Grove leaders this year. We mentioned Ogden. Ogden with 2,569 yards passing. He's completed almost 70% of his passes. It's just unheard of at a high school level. 32 touchdown passes against only 5 picks. He's gone over 200 yards 7 times this year. He's thrown a TD pass in every single game. And I looked this up, too. His yards per game average this year, Steve, is actually better than it was last year when he threw for over 3,000 yards.
With a lot less minutes on the field. He sat on the bench in a lot of second halves.
He's, as you said, first in the state quarterback rating. Here come the Silver Eagles.
Here they come. You mentioned there's a little gamemanship going on. The Waukesha West Wolverines felt that they should have had the number 1 seed, and tonight's game should have been in Waukesha. The Silver Eagles, of course, number 1. Playing the number 2 seed. Last year it was reversed, except the Silver Eagles were a number 6, I think, weren't they?
Last year? I'm trying to remember.
Waukesha West was the number 1 seed and favored, and Monona went to their field and upset them in the overtime victory we mentioned before.
Yes,
Monona
indeed.
playing all of their playoff games last year on the road and making it to Camp Randall before losing in the state championship game.
Well, one other player that leads the team this year that we haven't mentioned as far as his offensive capabilities, and that's Lucas Gerlach, who's played tight end all year and a terrific tight end. He's a great target for Ogden, and Ogden does utilize him. Gerlach with 48 catches this year as he starts closing in on the all-time record for most catches in a season, which is 54, shared by Zach Zwiefel and Andrei Herniak. He also has 14 touchdown catches this year, which has tied the school record for most touchdowns receiving in a season, with Zach Zwiefel and Andrei Herniak.
Well, let's hope he shreds both records tonight. All right, we're just about ready for the national anthem. The players are lined up on both sides. Feel free to stand and sing along.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the north end zone, where tonight's colors are being presented by Cottage Grove Boy Scout Troop 145. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite those able to please rise, remove your caps for the national anthem performed tonight by Berkeley Welsh.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And Berkeley, I apologize, I don't recall your last name, but fantastic job. All right, Bob, we're just about ready to start here. This is easily the biggest game of the year for both these teams, not only because of the playoffs, but because of last year's 43-42 overtime victory. This is one that both teams were looking forward to playing when the brackets came out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some payback on the minds of the Wolverines. The second week in a row, Monona Grove has taken on a team named the Wolverines. And just a little curious aside, Steve, this is the fourth week in a row that Monona Grove has taken on a school whose town name begins with W.
Ooh, that's right. Watertown, Waterford, Waukesha,
Wilmot.
Wilmot, I forgot Wilmot.
Yeah, and Waukesha West, you could make a case for them 5 W's in 4 weeks.
The Waukesha West Wolverines.
Yes, indeed.
The World Wide Web Wolverines.
And we had the Waterford Wolverines last week. But let's not, forget about the Wilmot Panthers. And, of course, the Watertown Goslings.
The Goslings.
Good Gosling.
All right, the Silver Eagles to return the opening kickoff. Back deep, Jordan Jenks Recker and Jackson
The opening kickoff.
Thompson. The kicker for the Wolverines, number 50. Where is he here? 50. I lost track of it.
Well, they've got
this
start.
They've got this bad setup
landscape format. Yeah, that's kind of a pain. I agree.
Here we go. Trent Remmers, number 8.
All right, this will be the second week in a row that Monona Grove has received the kickoff. They usually prefer to defer, but
Prefer to defer?
That
sounds like a rap album. That'll be the name of our first rap album, Bob. Prefer to defer.
Yeah, actually, that would be the one we'd come up with. All right, prefer to defer.
And that's not Remmers doing kicking duties. That's number 31, Brent Bartlett. Nice kick. This is Jenks Recker inside the 10-yard line, cutting back towards the middle. Now trying to go right side, cross the 20, and brought down. MG football, 1st and 10.
A lot of players on the sideline for Waukesha West, and a goodly amount of spectators have turned up from Waukesha as well.
Ball spotted at the 22-yard line. 1st and 10 MG. Actually, that's closer to the 24-yard line.
How are you doing with the numbers on Waukesha? You can see them pretty well, can't you, Steve?
Yes, I can.
The blue and gold there.
Silver Eagles line up with Ogden in the backfield. Jackson Thompson next to him. Gerlach the wing. They swing out the quick pass, and they throw it over the head
Of Anthony Ellis. Crail was the intended receiver on that, but the ball well overthrown by Ogden.
Good fake to Jackson Thompson. A lot of the linemen bid on that, but Silver Eagles unable to capitalize and complete the pass.
We've seen that pass play a lot this year, but about 90% of the time it goes to Jordan Jenks Recker.
Ogden calling signals on 2nd and 10. This time he gives it to Thompson. Up into the line, and Thompson got to the 25 and no more. Faced by a bunch of guys. 51 or 54, 18. Who are these fellers?
Well, look them up. 51 is Zach Kluge. 54 is Justin Baker. Justin Baker leads the team in sacks this year with 9.
Third and 9 for the Silver Eagles. Center Marcus Wallace, the all-conference center. Ogden back to pass. Looking downfield, complete.
Nice move. That's Recker with the ball, Steve.
Recker across the 40-yard line.
Ball
Still
came
on
loose,
speed,
but I think they're going to call that down.
Yep, they are going to call it down, Bobby. Got just across the 40-yard line.
Nice spin move to break free of a tackle for the first down. Good job by Jordan Jenks Recker. Pass, of course, right on target by Ogden.
The Silver Eagles up to the line in a hurry. 1st and 10, the ball at the 42-yard line. This is striking distance already for the Silver Eagles. Ogden calling for the ball. He's going to keep it himself, going off the left side. Some running room across the 45 and brought down near the 47, 48-yard line.
Ogden shook off number 54, Justin Baker there. Baker hit him at the line of scrimmage. Ogden very elusive when he carries the ball. Gain of 7 for Ogden.
2nd and 3, the ball at the 48.5-yard line.
Ogden came into the game 658 yards rushing this year, which betters last year's 623.
Doesn't he have 12 touchdowns,
He
too?
does indeed.
He's going to throw this one. No, hit from behind. This is number 12 with the sack. That's Hunter Albanese, their all-conference linebacker.
Yeah,
probably the best linebacker we've seen all season.
On the blitz, and he came untouched.
Pushes the ball back to the 44-yard line.
Blind side. Ogden never saw him coming.
3rd and 8.
Albanese this time is lined up over the top of Lucas Gerlach.
Ogden getting the snap, going straight back a couple steps, now throwing out to his right side. Complete.
Good tackle.
Tackle. Gerlach with the catch, but he's going to be about 5 yards short of the first down. It'll bring up 4th for the Silver Eagles.
Yeah, nice open field tackle out there on Gerlach. He never had a chance to make any yardage after the catch.
And the Silver Eagles keeping their offense on the field.
Watch for the pooch punt here. We haven't seen that this year, but remember, Ogden did that a lot last year.
Ogden calling for the ball. Now we're changing the play. Jenks Recker to the near side. Colton Moran, an all-conference pick to the far side at wide receiver. Now Ogden taking back a step. You're right, Bob. There's the pooch punt.
They got McCudden back to take it, but he's just going to let it go, and it's going to be
going to get inside the 10.
Punt.
It's a beautiful kick.
All the way to the 1-yard line, Steve. It couldn't be any better.
That was perfect. Alec Ogden getting the great roll on that one.
46-yard punt to the 1-yard line, backing Waukesha West up into the shadow of their own goalposts.
Excellent. Silver Eagle defense taking the field as Monona Grove's offense forced to kick it away.
First and 10 for the Wolverines from the 1-yard
Yeah,
line.
Monona Grove's first-team offense hasn't been forced to punt much this year, and so we haven't seen the pooch punt. Last year we saw it, probably at least a handful of times and maybe upwards of 10.
They have some stout linemen. At 85 is a big tight end, too.
Finley Schumacher, second leading receiver.
Blount up to the line. McCudden out of the eye. Gets the handoff.
Nowhere. Absolutely stoned at the line of scrimmage. No gain at all.
Alex Regenfelder on the carry.
Great defense by the Silver Eagle interior.
No gain. Second and 10.
2nd and 10 for the Wolverines. The ball at the 1-yard line. Zerpoli, the fullback, out of the I formation. This is McCudden again. McCudden pushing hard, got across the 5-yard line and a few more.
I think we're going to see a lot of similarities between Peter McCudden and Jackson Thompson tonight. Both hard runners between the tackles, not big guys, but very fast.
3rd and 3. Trenton Herbert bringing in the defensive signals from the sidelines.
3rd and 3.
McCudden lined up in the backfield, gets the handoff, plows his way through, has some running room across the left side, across
All
the
the way
20-yard line for the first down, and
Yeah.
pushed out of bounds near the 30, just over the 30 it appears.
Cross to the 31-yard line. Big 22-yard pickup. Let's see where they mark it. Maybe they'll mark it back inside the 30. No, right at it.
Right at the 30. 1st and 10 Wolverines. McCudden, quick burst there.
Yeah, you're going to have to make your first hit count on Peter McCudden. If you don't bring him down right away and he gets to the second level, he is going to be very difficult to stop.
There's the handoff to McCudden again, trying to go right side. Now he's in trouble.
They got him this time.
And they got him for a 4-yard
Ethan Boehner,
loss.
number 32, number 76, Trevor Wonderland on the tackle. Good penetration, good pursuit.
Pushes it back to the 26-yard line. 2nd and 14 for the Wolverines. Now McCudden goes to the sidelines. Let's see who they replace him with. Mikulak and Zhang have been their backup running backs. No, that is McCudden in the backfield. And he gets the handoff again. This time he goes just off the left tackle and stopped after a short gain. He got maybe 3 yards on that play, but it's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Wolverines.
Trenton Herbert in on the tackle. Monona Grove's leading tackler this year.
3rd and 12.
From the 28.
Key play for Monona Grove here. They cannot afford to give up a first down conversion in this 3rd and long. Not to mention the fact that they would end up with good field position if they get the stop here.
McCudden lining up next to the quarterback Blount in the shotgun formation. Blount's first pass attempt of the game. Throws it right side, left side, overthrows his receiver, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Good
And
coverage
the Wolverines
on
will
the
have to punt.
good coverage on the far side of the field there by Anthony Ellis Crail, I believe that was, or was that Ostrowski? No, that was Crail. Crail's turned into a pretty good cornerback. He started the year playing more wide receiver, but they switched him to D, and he's done a great job at defensive back.
All right, McCudden dropping back to kick the ball for the Wolverines. For the Silver Eagles, that's Jackson Thompson back to return it.
Monona Grove has the last 6 weeks or so has not really essentially has told the return man to just let the punt go. Let's see if they give Jackson Thompson the option to catch the ball this week. Well, short kick.
Short kick high. Thompson will let it bounce. And
Yeah,
it'll go out of
great
bounds
field
near the
position.
40-yard line for the Silver Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was wise to let that one bounce.
yeah, that one shanked off McCudden's side of McCudden's foot. Ended up being about a 20-yard punt.
McCudden typically a pretty good kicker. He's averaged a little over 37 yards a kick. Now he goes onto the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I think McCudden, the only time he doesn't play is on the kickoff team. Otherwise, he's on the field.
McCudden lined up at linebacker. Thompson alongside quarterback Ogden. The give, no. Ogden is going to throw it out to the right side. Quick pass. He faked it to Thompson, started to run, and then pulled up and threw it to the right side.
Yeah, that looked a little bit like one of those Tim Tebow plays that we used to see when he was playing for Florida, where he just would fake to the running back, then have the option as far as running or throwing the ball.
Now Sam Hipp and Colton ran to the far side. The tight end to the near side is Gerlach. Thompson in the backfield alongside Ogden. And we've got a whistle that'll stop things and a flag thrown.
Yeah.
Somebody lined up badly.
Yeah, Monona Grove moved, so that penalty will back Monona up another 5.
That'll push it back to the 35-yard line. 1st and 15 for the Silver Eagles. Nothing to nothing. 6:08 to play. Bob, this is the longest we've gone in an opening quarter without any points.
Oh, that's for sure.
Marcus Wallace ready to snap it to Ogden. Ogden keeping himself going left side. Across the 40 and pushed out of bounds. That could have been called a late tackle or late hit by McCudden.
Actually, it wasn't that 34 that made the hit. Neil Bartelt, linebacker.
6-yard pickup on the run for Ogden. 3rd and 9.
It's a really good fake. They had a left guard pulling to the right like they were going to run a sweep with Thompson, and that really caused the pursuit to ignore Alec Ogden going left.
Ogden looking to throw. Chase now and brought down.
Ogden had time, but his receivers were covered, and that's a plain old coverage sack there. The second one of the game for the Wolverines.
So the punting unit comes on the field.
Loss of 2, 4th and 11 from the 39-yard line.
McCudden will drop back alongside number 32, Sam Mikulak.
It's probably, I don't know if it's pronounced Mikulak or McCulloch, one of the two. I guess it doesn't really matter, does it?
Oh, they might be listening at home.
That's true.
I don't
That's
want
true.
his grandma to get upset. Mikulak. What'd you call it?
McCulloch.
McCulloch. Horsemeyer's punt, a high,
Short
wobbly
punt.
punt, but not very deep. It's going to get a little bit of a roll and get down at the
Wow.
40-yard line of Waukesha West.
Yeah, they'll mark it at the 41. Geez, that's just a 19-yard punt by Horsemeyer, who was the all-conference punter this year.
And the all-conference kicker.
Right.
For the Wolverines.
So the Wolverine offense back out onto the field. 5:09 to play in the first quarter. A 0-0 game.
Pretty good night for football. Reasonably clear skies. Temperatures in right around 40 degrees and no wind at all.
Field appears to be in decent shape. We got a little rain earlier in the week, but it appears to have bounced back. Zerpoli, the fullback. McCudden, running back, gets the handoff. And he's stopped after a short gain.
Ethan Boehner and Reese Barker on the tackle. Ethan Boehner, a honorable mention linebacker on the all-conference team this year. A lot of Monona Grove players made either the first, second, or honorable mention this year. A lot of them.
Ethan Boehner in on the stop.
Yeah, I mean, literally half the first and second team were Silver Eagles. All right, 2nd and 9 for the Wolverines. McCudden, the tailback. Man in motion, he stops now. The pitch to McCudden, trying to go right side.
Nice
Gets
play.
hit.
That's Taylor Duncan, who met him about 1 yard downfield. Let's see where they mark it. They'll give him about a 4-yard gain now. Way better mark than they should have given. He went down sooner than that. But a nice job by Taylor Duncan.
3rd and 4 for the Wolverines now. Another key 3rd down. Not a lot of first downs in this game so far. Both teams struggling to get going on offenses. It's been a defensive struggle for the first 8 minutes of the game. Wolverines up to the line. McCudden, the tailback, standing back at the 40. He'll get the pitch going to the left side now. Tucks it in, across the 50, has the first down and a couple more. As he gets to MG territory, to the 47-yard line of Monona Grove.
Yeah, Trent Herber on the tackle, but not before McCudden gets the first down.
1st and 10 for the Waukesha West Wolverines. They don't have Wolverine helmets, though, Bob. It's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, had they had the Wolverine-style helmets, that would have been the third time we'd seen that style helmet this year.
Yeah, their uniforms are reminiscent of the Dallas Cowboys, I'd say, except for the little
They kind of look like
airplane
the
on
Washington
shoulders.
Huskies to me.
There you go. That's another good fit. The late handoff to McCudden, and he has got some running room and gets down to about the 42, 43-yard line.
Well, Waukesha West really depends on the run. They have a bruising running game. They have a very big offensive line. And in comes Michael Williams-Davis and Marcus Wallace on the defensive line.
2 all-conference picks. Michael Williams-Davis on offense, and of course Marcus Wallace both ways. Up to the line come the Wolverines. Blount calling the signals. He's going to fake the handoff to McCudden. Chase down the
Down he
backfield, and he
goes.
falls down at the 50-yard line.
Sam Gronsky will get credit for the sack. Blount fell, just slipped down on the wet grass, and down he went. A big loss for the Wolverines and a big break for the Silver Eagles.
Yeah, they lost almost 10 yards on that play. Pushes it back to the 50-yard line. 3rd and 13.
I'm not sure Blount would have been able to do anything had he slipped or not. Gronsky being right there to face him.
Gronsky's got a good motor, too.
And Gronsky had honorable mention at defensive end this year.
He was gypped. All right, Blount out of the shotgun. Empty backfield. McCudden split out to the far side or off the wing. No, that's somebody else. Where was McCudden?
Well, they're going to call timeout, Waukesha West.
2:02 to play in a scoreless first quarter. The number 1 seed versus the number 2 seed in this bracket. The winner will take on either Brookfield Central or Brookfield East.
Neither of those teams chumps either.
No.
I think they were 1-2 in their bracket, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Nobody left in Division 2 is a surprise any longer. These are all tough teams.
Yeah, that should be quite a game next week. Hopefully Monona Grove's there to play it.
Hopefully we're there to announce it.
Could happen.
Could happen that we do a radio broadcast. This is our last TV broadcast of the season.
Yeah, Nancy watches it on YouTube, and I'll tell you, she's been very pleased. Thinks the kids have done a really good job this year with the cameras.
They have gotten some good coaching. Well, thought they were coming up to the line a second ago. Here they come. Here come the Wolverines. All right, out of the shotgun.
3rd and 13. Big play again for Monona.
Cutting the wing off to the left side. Keep an eye on him. Schumacher, their big tight end. Straight back. Blount looking to throw right side, left side. And we got a push in the defensive backfield, but the ball way overthrown.
Well, that's the exact same pass pattern that they tried the last time with the same receiver and the same result. Ellis Crail with good coverage and the pass overthrown. Blount 0 for 2, and Waukesha is going to have to punt.
I think that was Trey Tetzloff, the target, wasn't it? Number 16?
Wasn't paying attention. I was
Okay.
looking at the defender on that one.
All right, McCudden ready to kick. Jackson Thompson back around his own 10-yard line.
Much better punt.
Nice kick for McCudden. Thompson will let this bounce. And they're going to get a great spot for the Wolverines, at least. The ball inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
A couple of great punts here.
Yeah, they're going to put that between the 1 and 2 yard line. So terrible field position for Monona Grove. Great punt by McCudden.
About a 48-yarder. And, of course, the decent roll helped. But that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Silver Eagles with 1:46 to play in the first quarter. I dare say these two teams haven't had too many scoreless first quarters this season. We get a break here at the switch. We should check that out. Ogden calling the signals for the Silver Eagles. Standing in the shadow of the goalpost. Standing in the shadow of love.
Yeah, that's nice.
Thanks.
Nice. Like it.
Thanks.
Really, really like it. That was Fats Domino, right?
Yeah, sure. Ogden with the keeper. Jumps across the 5-yard line and out close to the 10. Nice little run there. Some nifty moving.
Yeah, a little bit of a jump, and I like that play where he fakes the handoff to Thompson, then Thompson leads him through the hole.
5. 2nd and 5.
Jackson Thompson's only carried the ball one time tonight.
Ogden calling the signals.
And another penalty. I think that's going to go on Monona.
So they can't move it back too much further. The ball on the 6-yard line. They're going to move it back to the 3.
Second penalty of the game on Monona. Both false starts.
3rd and 7.
Second.
Okay, you're right.
I know it pains you when I'm right, but I'm right.
We had Ogden's,
I know what down it
Ogden's
is.
first down run. Well, you're watching this game.
I don't know what you're doing.
Just an observer over here. Give us to Thompson off the right side. Out close to the 10-yard line, short of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd. Now it's 3rd. 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4 to go.
So a key play. A field position battle important on this play.
Got Sam Hepp out here spread wide one-on-one with his defender. Hepp's been a big play receiver this year.
Ogden
And
looking
he's
to throw
running
Chase.
and he's going to go down for a safety, I think. Let's see where they mark it. Boy, he had no chance at all to throw that ball.
Oh, and it looks like they might spot it inside the 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a break because that easily could have been scored a safety.
So now the Silver Eagle punting unit will have to come on, and Horsemeyer needs a heck of a punt here.
Yeah, he needs a quick release, and the Monona Grove line is going to have to just set themselves on blocks. So the return, and I believe the return man who is probably McCudden.
McCudden and McCulloch.
Yeah, so they're
Mikulak.
McCulloch.
McCulloch.
So they're look for excellent field position for the Wolverines here.
Now a timeout called.
At the end of the first
Horsemeyer.
quarter,
Oh, that's the end of the quarter.
How about
we
that?
have a 0-0 tie.
Horsemeyer was about half deep in the end zone, far short of his normal spacing. So let's look at first quarter scores for Silver Eagles at least.
Well, the Silver Eagles have scored in the first quarter every game.
They only had 1 touchdown against Oregon. 7-6 they led at halftime. A couple other times they had 14 points in the first quarter. But, yeah, this is their first scoreless first quarter. Let me check. I've got a game-by-game.
Oh, dear. I would guess that the Wolverines, if they didn't score in the first quarter, it would have been in their first game over Kettle Moraine or the game against Waukesha Catholic Memorial.
Catholic Memorial 0-0 at half.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's their only time that they were held scoreless in the first half. They did come back to win that one 20-7.
Catholic Memorial, just a great Division III team. They beat Mount Hora Barneveld last week, so they're playing their quarterfinal game, a division down.
All right, the two teams back out onto the field with a fresh 12 minutes as we move to the second quarter. Will Horsemeyer dropping back into the end zone to kick this one. McCudden standing near the 35-yard line. He's also got some guy named Sam out there. I keep waiting for you to jump in. You like his name. You love him. Horsemeyer ready to get the snap.
Oh, good punt.
Nice kick.
And a fair
catch called. The ball's going to bounce near the 30 and get down to the 35-yard line. So outstanding field position for the Wolverines.
Pretty good punt considering where he started from. About a 30, we'll call it about a 34-yard punt. But that ball just absolutely died like a good 9-iron on the green. You know, it just came to a stop, no roll at all.
Well, Horsemeyer obviously had to get the ball up in the air pretty quickly. He couldn't afford to hit a line drive off that one.
Now, under the circumstances, I think it was a pretty good punt, but Waukesha West with excellent field position to start this drive.
Cipoli, the fullback. McCudden, the tailback behind quarterback. Blount, just a sophomore.
I formation all throughout the game so far for the Wolverines.
McCudden with the handoff, left side, trying to get around the corner. Chased, tied up and held and brought down short of the 30-yard line. Maybe a 4-yard pickup on that one.
Yeah, fortunately, Peyton Spalding, Ethan Boehner were able to fight off some crackback blocks there from the wide receivers and kept that to a very short gain.
Give him 5 yards, Bob.
How about let's give him 2?
Okay. The ball right on the 30-yard line.
You got to like that better anyway, don't you?
I do.
Okay.
2 yards is good. The ball right on the 30-yard line.
It's gooder than 5.
Blunt to throw.
Going to Schumacher.
Looking left side.
Twalding. Oh, he got The ball went through Spalding's hand. Schumacher made the catch, and it's going to be a first down, probably at the 7-yard line for Waukesha. I do not know how that ball got through Spalding's hands. It looked like he was set up to take that away. I was about to start screaming about an interception.
Unfortunate turn of events here as he had a lot of open field ahead of him. Instead, we give the ball to the Wolverines. 1st and 10 on the 7-yard line, or 1st and goal at the 7.
Schumacher scored a touchdown last year in the game against Monona.
Blount calling the signals to give us to McCudden right up the middle. McCudden pounds inside the 5, now pushed back. Ooh, he took a good shot there from Herber. McCudden's got to be one tired kid when the game gets done.
Well, Sam Gronsky was the guy that really stopped the forward progress there. He grabbed an ankle and just held on. Trent Herber finished him off. Yep, there's the replay, Steve. Right through Peyton Spalding's hands. What a shame.
Yeah, that's too bad. All right, 2nd and goal from the 5. Just a 2-yard pickup for McCudden on that last play. He lines up at the tailback, gets the pitch this time, trying to go left side, trying to turn it up.
He's in.
And he's in for the touchdown from 5 yards out.
Reddingfelder with the toss to McCudden for a touchdown.
Well,
that's the first time Monona Grove has trailed this year.
Geez, that's right. I hadn't considered that.
5 yards on the run.
Let's see how Monona Grove answers. It's not something they've become accustomed to, trailing in a game. But the short field there made all the difference. And a big pass from Brooks Blount to Finley Schumacher to get the ball inside the 10.
All right, this is Remmers attempting the extra point. A low kick and wobbly, but good enough to make it a 7-0 game.
Point after touchdown is good.
Well, you can't fault the defense too much. They did a nice job forcing a 3rd down situation there, but they just couldn't stop that pass, and that kind of sealed the deal for Waukesha to put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, imagine if Spalding had caught that one, would have been an entirely different situation. One of the things I was going to point out, Bob, that I thought was interesting, the first 5 games of this season, McCudden has averaged 12 carries a game. Last 6 games of the season, he's averaged 27 carries. So they're using him a little more extensively. But
Thompson's done the same thing.
Right, but in explanation, all of their tough games were in the second half of the season. That's when they played the better opponents.
Waukesha or Monona?
Waukesha.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened with Monona too. They besides a game against Oregon, they came down the stretch. They had to play Stoughton and they had to play Watertown, and then they entered the playoffs. And Jackson Thompson has really been carrying the bulk of the load as far as the running game goes since then.
Bartlett ready to kick it off. Jenks Recker and Thompson back deep. They're flip-flopping sides now. 7-0 with 10:22 to play in the first half. The Waukesha West Wolverines in the lead.
Junior Valencia with the kickoff.
This is Jenks Recker inside the 15-yard line, across the 20, 25, 30.
Ball came loose.
And they're saying Wolverines got
Wolverines got the ball.
Yep.
Oh, that's tough. That is tough. And they got the
Recker had
same
a decent return going there, got across the 35-yard line before he lost it.
And now Waukesha's got the same short field they had the last time they had the ball. And Monona Grove defense is really, really going to have to stiffen up here.
1st and 10 on the 36-yard line of Monona Grove.
Yeah, tough turnover on the kickoff there. You do not want to spot the Wolverines a 14-0 lead.
Yeah, tough that it came right after the touchdown, and right away we've got a turnover. The Silver Eagles have been relatively turnover-free this year. I don't know what their
no, they've had a good
plus
year.
minus is.
Yeah, I don't know. They've had a good year as far as turnovers go. I mean, they've had the 5 interceptions, but very, very few fumbles.
McCudden the handoff, trying to weave his way through the line, gets a couple of them, maybe 3 or 4 yards. Gets inside the 35-yard line.
Yep. Ethan Boehner in on the tackle, as was Trenton Herber.
4-yard pickup for McCudden.
3-yard gain, 2nd and
The
7
ball at the.
McCudden's got 50 yards rushing, Steve, but he's needed 13 carries to do it, so he's not getting his yards in big bunches.
2nd down for the Wolverines. The ball at the 33-yard line. Watch for McCudden to get it again. He's going right side this time, has the fullback out in front of him. He has enough for the first down, I believe.
It's one of
He's
their
going to be close.
It's one of their favorite plays. They just do a essentially an end run, but they have their fullback leading McCudden. Trent Herber has the tackle on that, and it's a little short of the first down.
About 1.5 yards short. It'll bring up third down. Call it 2 yards short.
Now, we've seen that end run with McCudden almost a handful of times already.
Yeah, they've run the end run better than they've run up the middle. The touchdown, of course, was one to the left side.
Quick snap.
The handoff to the fullback, and he plows in for about a 3-4 yard pickup, enough for the first down. That's number 33, Tyler Zapoli.
Yeah. Let's see where they mark it. They haven't moved the sticks yet.
No, they haven't. They said no gain. I thought he got across the 25-yard line.
Let's give them about a 1 yard gain, Steve, but it's 4th and 1, and I'm sure Waukesha will be going for it here. Boy, if Monona Grove could get a stop, that would certainly turn the momentum back toward the Silver Eagles.
Blount brings the play to the huddle, and they bring it up to the line.
Watch for the quick snap.
McCudden with the handoff.
And that's a first down.
Yep, he got inside the 25. He needed 1 and got about 5.
Number 22.
Let's say he got 2.
Boy, we got a good spot there, I think. They put it right on the 25. I had him a body length inside that.
Yeah, no, the defense did a pretty good job. They held McCudden to 2 yards, but unfortunately all he needed was 1.
1st and 10, the ball from the 25-yard line of Monona Grove. The Silver Eagle defense backed up again. Blount calling the signals. The pitch to McCudden going left side. Trying to find a place to cut it back. That wasn't McCudden. That was 32. I'm going to mess this up all night. McCulloch?
Yeah, McCulloch. So I believe they got away with the hold. Sam Gronsky was just grabbed and thrown to the ground out on the left side of the field. No call by the official.
1 yard loss on the play, 2nd and 11. We need somebody on defense to step up and make a big play here. McCudden back in at tailback. 2nd and 11. Blount to throw, looking right side, going
an open
deep.
receiver.
And
No, incomplete.
And
He had the open receiver, and he put the ball on target, but the receiver did not come down with it.
Leitner in the back of the end zone drops it, brings up 3rd and 11. This is a key play.
Tyler Leitner, their leading receiver this year, and that ball was there.
Going to replay, you can watch this again. Maybe.
Wait for it.
We'll maybe see it after this
Done
play.
waiting
Stay
for it.
tuned, folks. Stay tuned.
We're going to play some more football here. Oh,
There we
it
go.
is,
There
just the very end of the play.
Just the good part where he dropped the ball.
Something got blown off over there like an enormous firecracker. All sorts of smoke over on the far side of the field.
Blount out of the shotgun on 3rd and 11. Back, looking to throw left side. Now he throws deep over the middle.
Nope, not this time. Good coverage out there. Let's see. That was Ostrowski. Jalen Ostrowski has played excellent defensive back for the Monona Grove Silver Eagles this year. Once again, like Ellis Crail, Ostrowski saw a lot of time at wide receiver at the start of the year, but made the switch back over to corner and has done a great job. Was an all-conference player, a unanimous choice, all-conference defensive back.
He was all over Schumacher on that one and brings up 4th and 11. The ball at the 26-yard line, so the Silver Eagle defense playing big so far on this possession. Let's see if they can fire up one more time and hold them.
4th down and 11 is a little too far for a field goal attempt and clearly too close to punt. So Monona Grove needs a stop. They cannot let these guys convert this 4th down.
Blount out of the shotgun, looking to throw.
That's good coverage again by Ostrowski. And
Incomplete.
there is no way that ball's going to be caught. Pretty decent pass considering the coverage, but just a little bit too tall for the receiver there. That was Finley Schumacher, number 85, the intended receiver.
Back-to-back plays, they go to Schumacher, and back-to-back plays, the MG's defense holds them. So
Yeah,
they'll take over 1st and 10 from the
Give
own
some
25.
credit to Ostrowski. There's the play before that went off the hands of Leitner. And that ball literally did go off his arms. That ball, I bet you Tyler Leitner would love to have that one back.
Just under 7 minutes to play in the first half. A 7-0 Waukesha West lead.
All right, MG needs to answer.
Ogden looking to throw. Left side. Complete to
wide
Moran.
receiver
Moran
screen.
cuts it up through the middle and across the 30-yard line out near the 40.
I think I see a flag on the far side, Steve. So let's see what the call is going to be. Could be a defensive hold. It could be a pick. Illegal pick. Let's see. Colt Moran, nice job on the wide receiver screen. I thought we might see a few of those tonight. The Waukesha defense really penetrates and charges hard upfield on pass plays. So that's throwing a few screens can slow that rush down. Unfortunately, that's going against Monona, and I think they're going to call a hold.
They marched back all the way to the 21-yard line.
Illegal block on the Silver Eagles.
1st and 15.
Monona right back to the line. Holding was the call.
1st and 16 from
Ogden
21.
with Thompson next to him in the backfield. They give us to Jackson off the left tackle. Bounces off one guy, pushed back now.
Thompson with the
He got
carry.
back to the 25-yard line.
Good tackle by the Waukesha defender there. Waukesha are sure tacklers. These guys do not slide off tackles. They wrap up.
You like to see that in high school ball. I wouldn't like to see it from the other team tonight, but 2nd and 10 for the Silver Eagles. Now the call being changed by the sidelines. Gerlach the wing out on this side. He'll reset. Thompson moves over to the other side of Ogden. They give us to Thompson. No, they pull it out of his
Wide
belly.
open.
Flip it over to Jenks Recker, and he can't hang on to it.
Pass incomplete.
Oh, that's too bad because he was wide open down the left sideline.
Yeah, that was going to be a first down for sure if he could have pulled that ball in.
That brings up 3rd and 10. 7-0. The Wolverines ahead of the
11
Silver
from
Eagles.
25.
Yeah, well-designed play. They had the wide receiver out there, who I think is Moran, was running just a straight go pattern, had taken the defensive back with him, Recker wide open for just the quick pass out there. Had he been able to pull it in, he would have gotten a first down easily.
It was a nice fake to Jackson Thompson, too. He had it in his belly for the longest time before he pulled it back and made the quick pass. Ogden looking to
Watch
throw
out for
Chase
the
now.
sack.
Now he's chased back the other
now
side.
he's got open field. And he's
Throwing
got
deep.
Hep here. And Hep's got
Hep's got it inside the 35-yard line and down close to the 30-yard line, deep in Wolverine territory.
Hep open behind his defender, way down the sideline here.
And Ogden flicking that ball an easy 40 yards.
But I think there's a flag down, Steve. I think it's going to come back.
Most
And I
likely
think
a hold, unfortunately.
No, they might have called him over the line of scrimmage. That would have been an illegal forward pass.
Oh. That'll bring up 4th down, and the Silver Eagles forced to punt.
I did not see the call, but let's just go with that. Either that or it was an ineligible receiver downfield. Either way, an illegal forward pass, and the long pass is negated, and Monona will have to punt. 4th penalty of the game on Monona.
McCudden and McCulloch back to return. Horsemeyer punting from his own 12-yard line. High snap, but he pulls it down. Gets a decent kickoff, though.
A lot of height.
McCudden will drop back and reel it in at his own 42, 43-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wolverines.
Steve, I'm going to take that back. That was not a penalty on that play that negated the long pass completion. I think they called Ogden down. I think his knee was on the ground when he let go of the ball. And if that's the case, that's quite a long pass off one knee.
Off your knee, yeah. The kid's got a heck of an arm. A great touch and strong, too.
Yeah, I didn't see any flags down, so I was trying to figure out what the call was, but I think that's where it went.
That would make sense. All right, 1st and 10 for the Wolverines. The ball at their own 42-yard line. 5:48 to play in the first half. The handoff to McCudden, right side. Gets across the 45 to the 46-yard line and brought down.
McCudden with the carry.
I believe that's Gronsky in on the tackle.
Yeah, that was.
Franz Geisler. Sam Gronsky was stopped.
2nd and 5 for the Wolverines. 5.5 minutes to play in the half. A 7-0 Waukesha West lead.
Well, I got to say, you said Peter McCudden has his number of carries is really ramped up in the second half of the season. Well, Steve, he's on pace to have 30 to 40 carries tonight.
Blount calling the signals. They give it to McCudden again, right up the middle, and he lost a yard. He got hammered.
Let's see who got him
That
right
was
away.
Trenton Herber.
Trenton Herber Little cleanup there by Taylor Duncan.
Herbert, just a junior, Bob. We get to see this kid one more year.
He's got good size, good speed, and a good nose for the football. All-conference linebacker Trenton Herbert.
Trenton Herbert on the stop.
That brings up 3rd and 6. Another big 3rd down. The defenses have stepped up for the most part on 3rd down tonight. We've seen more punts so far tonight than we see usually in a couple weeks worth of games.
And this would be a good one for him to get a stop because that would force Waukesha to punt, and Monona's field position would be better than it's been the last couple of series.
Yeah, for when it's down inside the 5, that's tough. Blount calling the signals. Hand off to McCudden, going the right side. Out near the 50-yard line, but he's going to be short of the first down by a yard or 2.
Yep, they tackled him just shy. Looks like it's going to be about 2 yards short, maybe, long 2.
He's just over the 50-yard line. Call it 4th and 7 feet.
So a good stop by Monona Grove.
McCudden to punt it, and back for the Silver Eagles. Where is he?
Well, I believe
nobody back for the Silver Eagles.
No, I believe last week it was. Last week, I believe it wasn't at Waterford that got off a excellent fake punt against Monona Grove. Monona Grove trying to protect against that, especially with McCudden as their punter.
Soccer-style kick. This is going to get a fairly decent roll and get inside the 10-yard line, where the Silver Eagles will get it 3:32 to play in the first half, and they trail at 7-0.
Well, I guess if you're not going to let your returner field the ball, you might as well bring them up and make sure they don't run the fake. I don't know if you noticed McCudden on that one. This kid is very impressive in all aspects of the game, and he took his time. He was not being rushed as the punter, and he waited for his gunner to get downfield before he kicked the ball.
Good
kicked
point.
it low, and the gunner was able to corral it inside the 10-yard line.
Now McCudden puts on his defensive face. He'll come out against the Silver Eagles with the ball 1st and 10 from the 6-yard line. Ogden calling the signals. He'll give it to Thompson, right side. Thompson, a little running
Got
room,
some
has
room,
the
need
corner.
to hold their blocks. Oh, he spun off and did a nice job of avoiding a tackle.
First
Spun off the hit by number 21, Paul Schneider, to get the first down. Big play by Jackson Thompson to get him out of the hole.
Thompson gets him out 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Up to 19-yard line.
Ogden calling the signals. Thompson this side, time going left side, has a little running room. Tries to cut it back and down near the 30-yard line, but a little short of the first down.
Nice gain, though. Running game all of a sudden starting to chew up some yards.
Yeah, 9-yard pickup there, 2nd and 1.
Pickup.
Those big fellers may be getting tired. Let Jackson Thompson soften them up a little bit. Give us to Thompson again, going right side, left side.
You'll note, though, that Thompson on the last couple of carries, previous to this one, ran them wide. And so maybe they're going to start trying to get the edge on the Wolverines instead of trying to power it up the middle.
10 from the 31-yard
1st and 10 for the Silver Eagles, the ball at the 31-yard line. Ogden calling for the ball. He'll keep it himself. No, swing it out to Jenks Recker, who has some running room, has it across the 40 and pushed out of bounds. This should be another first down for the Silver Eagles. Monona Grove moving the ball now. 2:27 to play in the first half. Monona Grove showing a little life here. The ball out to the 43-yard line.
That's the second time we've seen that play tonight, Steve. First time incomplete, this time complete for the first down.
Thompson, no. Ogden with the keeper, right off tackle. Across the 45-yard line to the 46.
Waukesha was not fooled by that, by the fake to Thompson.
Still, 4-yard pickup. We'll take that. The Silver Eagles up to the line in a hurry. Ogden, as good a passer as he is also an excellent running quarterback. He'll keep this one himself, trying to go right side. Now he'll pull back and want to throw the ball and brought down in the backfield.
That was number 34 on, let's see who that, Neil Bartelt was the guy that got the tackle on Ogden.
Big loss on the play, pushes it back. 3rd and 18.
Their edge guys, that's Bartelt and let's see, number 12, that's Hunter Albanese. They blitz a lot. Going to have to account for them. Play a 3-4 defense.
Ogden on 3rd and long. Silver Eagles got to make it to the Waukesha West 42-yard line. Ogden looking to pass. Now he'll take off with it. A little running room now. Stop, throw, ball short, and that might have been picked off.
And they're going to call it incomplete. As McCudden close to picking that ball off. Ball underthrown. Ogden under heavy pressure. He has been pressured a lot tonight, and that is one of the strengths of the Waukesha Wolverines defense.
Well, you give him credit for stepping up and getting that pass off. I would have thought he had a little more running room than he did and could have maybe made the first down on it with his feet.
No, they closed down on him pretty quickly. As you could see, Steve, he got belted as soon as he let that ball go.
Watch the replay after the punt here by Horsemeyer. McCulloch and McCudden back deep for the Wolverines, standing about their own 35-yard line. Horsemeyer ready to punt it again. High snap, pulled down by Will. Gets the kickoff,
off the
not
side
good.
Of his foot. Let's
off
see
the
if it's
side. Nope, it's going to go out of bounds, probably near the 35-yard line.
Let's see where he marks it. They kind of triangulate this to figure out where to put it, and wow, that is a very short punt.
Out to the 40-yard line, yikes.
25-yard punt there.
The good news
we
is
missed the replay, unfortunately, Steve.
Yeah, sorry. The good news is there's only 61 seconds left in the first half. The Silver Eagles hoping to hold on here.
You know, if, under normal circumstances, if Monona Grove had the ball at their own 40 with 61 seconds to go, I'd say that MG was probably going to score. So let's hope Waukesha doesn't feel the same way. Let's hope Waukesha doesn't score in this last minute and one.
Blount calling the signals on 1st and 10. They give it to who else? McCudden trying to go right
Oh,
there.
nice play. Is that Wonderland?
Wonderland, 76.
The all-conference defensive lineman, Trevor Wonderland.
He came
Big
shooting
loss.
in from the left side of the defensive line.
Yeah. 5-yard loss on the play.
That pushes it back to the 35-yard line. 2nd and 15. McCudden's having to work for his yardage tonight, Bob.
He sure is. There has been, like I said, he hasn't had any big runs, hasn't been able to break a thing. His longest run tonight, Steve, has been, well, he had a 21-yard gain early, but then after that, his longest gain since then has only been 6 yards.
You know, he's back there in the eye again. He'll get the handoff again. And he'll get knocked down near the 25-yard line. He might have got a yard or two. See what kind of a spot we get. They mark at the 26. Brings up 3rd and 13. 7 seconds left. They're going to let this expire and go to the locker room with the Wolverines leading the Silver Eagles 7-0. The first halftime deficit of Monona Grove's season. Stay tuned. This is Steve Martinelli and Bob Schmuck. We'll bring you more exciting Silver Eagle football the second half of this one in a few minutes. Thank you.
WVMO LP.
Yo, they thought that you was a shocker until I made you my girl. Can you push me like a big button? You ain't gotta wait for me to give you my love. You ain't gotta wait for it. Things are getting sticky till I think I'm stuck. All I'm not wrong, but I know that you're gonna come for me. And every time you hit my phone and say any company, I'm a run up by it. I'm a run up by it. I'm a run up by it. I'm moving on, man. I'm moving on, man. I'm moving on, man.
Major keys on the board, don't Griselda go off. Left from the law to went to Bergdorf. Most of these dudes is really quite soft. 45 special, this is my cloth. About to check the album, this is my fourth. I don't put sugar in my spaghetti sauce. I switch it up, I switch it up, rip the beat and I switch it up. Major laser.
I'm moving on, man.
Beat to the clouds, DJ running it back once more. Time to party, that's all I know. Grab somebody, time, baby, let's go.
Thank you to the Silver Eagles dance team. And now let's welcome the Monona Grove Silver Eagle Pep Band.
Let's get fired up.
Under the direction of Cara Collins.
Silver Eagles trail the Waukesha West Wolverines 7-0 at halftime in this playoff game. Last year, Bob, these two teams lit it up for 28 points apiece in the first half. We've got the exact opposite score tonight. The only touchdown scored by Peter McCubbins with 10:22 to play in the first half, a 5-yard dash. That's all we've got for scoring.
Yeah, and that was set up by a punt from the end zone. Nice. Monona Grove had been pushed back on a punt by Waukesha inside their own 5. Weren't able to really move the ball. Had to punt from their own end zone. Gave Waukesha West a short field. They still needed a 23-yard pass play from Brooks Blount to Finley Schumacher. That's to put him inside the 10 and then set up McCudden for a couple of runs and into the end zone. That was the only completion of the first half for Brooks Blount. Blount 1 for 6 for the 23 yards so far. The running game by Waukesha West, well, it's 2 words, Peter McCudden. Peter McCudden, 20 carries, 62 yards. The other running backs collectively have carried the ball twice for 0 yards. So the Monona Grove defense actually doing a pretty fine job against a good Waukesha West offense. They've only given up 85 total yards tonight. Peter McCudden closing in on 2,000 yards, and he's still closing in on 2,000 yards. Monona Grove have held him to 62 yards tonight on 20 carries. McCudden on a pace to carry the ball 40 times tonight. You don't see that real often in high school football.
No, I think the last time we saw a Silver Eagle come close to that was LeBron Roach, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think
Once again, the Silver
Torrin probably. I don't know if he went 40 or not in a game, but I'm sure he approached it several times. Well, let's turn to Monona Grove in the first half. They were unable to score, and that is a rarity in the during the Ogden rain. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
Steve and I were talking about this at halftime, and it didn't occur to me to look up to see when the last time Monona Grove was shut out in a football game, but it came to me almost immediately, and it was the very first game that Alec Ogden played. He took over for an injured Mitch Kelsey as a sophomore. They were playing Oregon out in Oregon. Oregon won that game 21-0. That was in 2015. That's the last time Monona Grove has been shut out in a football game. Hopefully, we won't see anything resembling that tonight.
No, you mentioned the Ogden rain. Let's hope Ogden makes it rain in the second half, although the Wolverines will get the ball to begin the second half of the game.
Yeah, Ogden right now, numbers-wise, having an un-Ogden-like night. 3 for 7 for 33 yards. Jenks Recker has been his go-to guy, 2 catches, 29 yards tonight. Lucas Gerlach 1 for 4. In Ogden's defense, he's been under pressure. He's been sacked twice. He attempted to run the ball once, ended up looking like a sack, lost 10 yards on that play. But beyond the fact that he's been sacked twice, he's been hit several times, and he just hasn't had the time that he's used to and that we're used to seeing. Waukesha's defense is, like as we said in the pregame, better than anything Monona Grove has faced this year, and by quite a distance.
Yeah, kudos to the MG defense for holding Waukesha West to just that single touchdown. There was a couple times when it looked like they were on the brink of scoring, and MG stopped them on downs.
Yeah, Waukesha West has had the better of the field position game tonight. They did start during one of their series inside the 5, but beyond that, usually their starting field position has been around their own 40-yard line, and a couple of times they've started in Monona Grove territory.
Well, they also had a couple key drops that could change the complexion of this game entirely had they been made. Schumacher had that one in the back of the end zone. Leitner missed one. This could be an entirely different game, but Waukesha West couldn't catch the football. Now, it'll be interesting to see what sort of adjustments the Silver Eagles make. Obviously, they got to do something to stop those edge rushers and to get their wide receivers open.
Well, this is what I think Monona Grove needs to do to actually free up both their passing and running game. Their wide receivers are being covered very well. Waukesha plays a 3-4 defense. The man-to-man defense has been working on the wideouts for Monona. Lucas Gerlach hasn't been able to shake free across the middle. So what they need to do is, if Gerlach cannot get free across the middle, they need to start running slants by their wide receivers and just get the ball out of Ogden's hands in a hurry, hit some slants across the middle, and that should open up the vertical passing game, and should also open up the running game, especially on play-action passes, that sort of thing. And they could dust off their tight end screen. And how about a screen to Jackson Thompson? Jackson Thompson ignored in the passing game tonight and hasn't seen the ball on passes very often this year. This might be a good game. Get him out in space and see if he can get down the field.
Well, if you're just tuning in and missed the first half, that is not a mistake what you're seeing on the screen. Monona Grove is trailing 7-0 at halftime. That's something we haven't seen at all this year, and so this could shake some people up that haven't watched much of the games. Like I mentioned, Silver Eagles will be kicking off the second half. We'll see what sort of adjustments they make when they get the ball back.
Monona Grove has only gone for 77 total yards tonight.
Wow.
Jackson Thompson, 6 carries for 33 yards. Alec Ogden, 6 carries for 11 yards and the 33 yards passing. Waukesha West this year, their defense has been, like I said, pretty good. They've only, on average, they only give up about, let me look here. I have that written down somewhere.
I've got it. Just
Well, it's frosting me that it's not right at my fingertips.
they give up 218 yards a game.
Yeah.
They had a game a couple of weeks ago, Bob, against Catholic Memorial. Last game of the regular season, they won 20-7. They gave up a total of 84 yards.
Well, last
against the 9-2 team.
Last week they gave up 58 yards to the same kind of team, Stoughton.
Pretty amazing.
So they have a good defense, as we mentioned earlier in the game. And Monona Grove, hopefully, has been able to figure something out at halftime to get things kick-started.
Yeah, only 4 times this year have they given up close to 200 yards a game or more. Usually they're lights out on defense.
Well, as we said earlier, the winner of this game will play Brookfield, and we'll leave it at that. Either Brookfield East
Somebody
or
from
Brookfield
Brookfield.
Central, but a Brookfield team will get the winner of this game. Love to see if it was Monona Grove, see if maybe they can avenge their state championship game loss last year to Brookfield East. The Beast, as it were.
Yeah, that was a good team.
Yeah, they had an incredible running game.
I got to say, Bob, on the other side of the bracket, I'm rooting for Brookfield Central. I have nephews that graduated from there.
So that's your allegiance to them?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You can't root for Waunakee. Come on.
Well, Waunakee's coming from the other side of the bracket.
Right, but I'm not going to root for them. And unless Monona Grove keeps winning, then I want to play Waunakee in the championship game. That's my dream.
Who's Waunakee got tonight? They got Hartford tonight or something like that?
Let me see. I've got the bracket right here.
Yeah.
They have Hartford, yes.
Yeah.
Hartford won last week 31-28 in overtime. Waunakee beat Slinger 26-7. That's got to be Waunakee's closest game of the season.
And I think that by far their lowest scoring game of the season. Even after scoring only 26, they're still averaging over 50 points a game.
Well, they keep some of their starters in the second half a little longer than they need to, I've heard.
Well, that could be. However, regardless, they did change their offense this year. I read about that recently.
Yes.
They went from the usual pro-style offense that they had played for 20-odd years and are now playing the spread offense like Monona Grove.
You see that an awful lot in high school now.
Well,
it seemed like it started in college and trickled down, and everybody's doing it.
Well, it started in college and then went to the pros, really. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Remember, Houston started running the Houston Oilers started running the run and shoot back in the 80s and 90s with Warren Moon at quarterback.
What was the name of that coordinator? Mouse Davis or somebody?
I don't remember.
All right. McCulloch and 32 and 33. McCulloch and Serpoli back to return the kick for the Wolverines. Oh, they got 3 guys.
Yeah,
back
McCudden's
there.
right back here. You can't see him because he's behind
Okay,
the pole
yep,
here.
there he is.
Yeah, he's on the near side. Monona Grove will be kicking off to start the second half, and we're just about ready to get underway. Waukesha West leading this game 7-0. You're listening to it on WVMO 98.7 FM, the voice of Monona. I'm Bob Schmuck. Next to me is Steve Martinelli in our 22nd year as Monona Grove football broadcasters.
Yeah, I got stopped earlier this week by one of my coworkers telling me how much she enjoyed watching us. Her whole family sits around the TV because it's too cold to come out here. I don't blame her.
Well, good for her. I'm glad that somebody's watching, and I hope a whole mess of people are listening on WVMO.
Thanks, Marina. All right, Will Horseman are ready to kick it off for the Silver Eagles. Sapoli, Mikulak, and McCudden deep for the Wolverines. Line drive kick down the middle of the field. McCulloch will pick it up at the 10, 15, 20, 25. And down near the 30-yard line where the Wolverines will start, 1st and 10. 7-0, the Silver Eagles trail.
Well, the MG defense just pretty much has got to keep doing what they've been doing. Been pretty darn successful. Like I said, they've only given up 85 yards of total offense.
That's right.
The ball spotted right on the 30-yard line, 1st and 10 Wolverines. The defensive front of the Silver Eagles, especially the defensive ends, Wonderland and Gronsky, have done a fantastic job tonight.
On you, baby, on
Now,
you.
out of the I formation.
Shut him down, baby, shut him down.
Blount, give it to McCudden. Who else? McCudden, some running room. Spin move. Still on his feet across the 40 and down to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, good penetration that time into the second level. Fortunately, I believe that was Taylor Duncan that slowed him down. Otherwise, McCudden might have been off to the races.
Duncan, a second-team all-conference linebacker. The ball at the 44-yard line of Monona Grove, 1st and 10, Waukesha West.
Come on. All you got to do is get it, baby.
Waukesha comes up to the line. Blount out of the shotgun's got McCudden behind him. No, they're in the eye, I'm sorry. McCudden the handoff up the middle. Across the 45, he might have got 2 yards out of that.
Nowhere. Ethan Boehner in on that tackle and Parker Kunai. Just a gain of maybe 2.
The ball spotted at the 45-yard line. 2nd and 8.
Now is the time.
Monona Grove's defensive line playing hard-nosed football tonight. Parker Kunai got honorable mention honors. Sam Gronsky, honorable mention honors all-conference this year. Trevor Wonderland, all-conference, first team.
There you go, there you go, there you
Hand
go.
off to McCudden, left side.
Ooh, nice
Stiff
straight
arms
arm.
a man.
Oh, man.
Across the 50 and out of bounds on the MG sidelines.
Trent Herbert took an unnecessary hit from number 19, Colin Seibel, who should have been flagged on that play. That was just a bull hit that happened in front of the official. He let it go. It was really a shame. That should not have happened.
McCudden gets it to the 43-yard line of Monona Grove. 1st and 10 Wolverines. Wolverines, their opening drive of the second half.
Come on, defense. What happened to y'all? Come on.
Bob, I would guess they're going to give it to McCudden. Nope. Straight back. No, on the draw play, McCudden. Some running room across the 40 and down near the 35-yard line. A little shy of that.
Yeah, just a straight-up draw play. There, people thinking that they were going to go to the pass and instead hand it to McCudden. Another nice gain.
He got to the 37 of Monona Grove.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5.
Well, the game plan has not changed for Waukesha West. It's just hand the ball off to Peter McCudden.
That's been every play of the second half, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm. And most of the plays of the first half.
That's true. McCudden, the tailback, out of the I formation. Blount will give it to him again.
Nope.
Little stutter step at the line. He breaks a tackle into the defensive backfield and brought down inside the 30-yard line.
That was actually number 32, McCulloch, on the carry that time. He was the deep back there.
Yep, McCudden back in there, or maybe they split him out. McCudden, a gifted athlete, but they're sure using him hard tonight.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
10-yard gain by McCulloch on that play.
First and 10 Wolverines. To give us a McCudden again, left side.
Jalen Ostrowski met him head-to-head and pulled him down. Nice tackle by Ostrowski.
A little help by Gronsky. He gets it to the
flag down in the on the defensive side of the ball, and I think this one's going to go against Waukesha.
He got to the 22-yard line, but this might bring it back some. Yes, it will. Holding against the Wolverines.
First penalty of the game on Waukesha. Monona with 3. Looks like they're going to mark it off a spot foul.
9:26 to play in the third quarter. Still 7-0 Waukesha West over the Silver Eagles. They walk it all the way back to the 42-yard line.
Actually, the 32, and so it'll be 1st and 14.
First down and 15 from the 32-yard line.
Except for that one slip by Blount, the field appears to be in pretty decent shape. It was pretty wet earlier in the season. Blount straight back this time, delayed handoff to McCudden. He has some running room. And down near the 27-yard line.
Yeah, Taylor Duncan met him head on and finished him off. Just a short gain by McCudden.
Number 20, Taylor Duncan.
It's going to make it 2nd and 9.
Number 9, Quentin Herder with the stop.
The ball to the 26.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 11 from the 26.
Cudden carried the ball in their last game against Stoughton 27 times for 202 yards. He's already got 25 carries tonight.
Significantly less yardage. He takes the pitch going right side, runs out of field and gets pushed out of bounds short of the 20-yard line.
Trevor Wonderland stretched that field out, forced him out of bounds. Just a short gain again.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
Make it 3rd.
3rd and 6. The ball at the 22-yard line. All right, this is a big play, although we are in 4-down territory. Their longest field goal of the year, I believe, is only 23 yards. So
yeah, judging from what I saw in the extra point, they don't have a strong-legged kicker. But I don't think they would settle for that here anyway.
No. They're going to give it to McCudden again off the left side. Rolled off a tackle. He might have enough for the first down.
Going to be close. Sam Gronsky on the tackle, but McCudden fell forward.
I think he might be short.
Yeah. Boy, just barely. Less than a yard.
Just short 4th down for Waukesha West.
Yep. 4th and 1. The ball at the, what is that, 18-yard line.
4th and 1.
Well, big play for the Monona Grove defense. A stop here would be just enormous. Watch for the quick handoff. And that's going to be enough, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Looks like he made the 15, or very close, and I think he just had to get past the 16 for the first down.
Was that the fullback, Mikulak?
First down.
First down, Wolverines. Dang it.
15-yard line.
The ball to the 16-yard line, 1st and 10. Well, the Wolverines knocking on the door, hoping to make this a 2-score game. Silver Eagle defense had an opportunity there, but couldn't quite hold them. Blount calling the signals now. To give to 32.
That's
Zapoli.
Mikulak. Mikulak's 32.
Oh, Zapoli's 33, that's right.
Stopped by Herber and Boehner.
He got about, what, a yard?
Give him a yard.
2nd and 9.
Mixing it up a little bit. Mikulak, I believe, the second leading rusher on the team.
The ball to the 17-yard
almost
line.
600 yards coming into the game.
Actually lost about a yard and a half, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Blount, straight back to pass, delayed handoff to McCudden again. McCudden stopped for nothing. Who was that? 58 in there on the tackle.
Michael Williams Davis.
Number 58, Michael Williams Davis.
Okay, that'll bring up 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 from the 17-yard line.
Another big defensive stand.
Well, Waukesha does not have to get all of it on this play. And now they're actually close enough to give a field goal a try if they get nowhere. But I would guess if Waukesha can shave off over half of the yards they need, they'll go for it on 4th down.
Blount out of the shotgun. McCudden is next to him. Now a timeout called by the Wolverines.
Timeout.
They appear to be a little confused on the offensive set. The wide receivers on the far side dancing about.
Yeah, they put 3 wide receivers out, clearly thinking pass on this long 3rd down play. Haven't seen a pass play yet by Waukesha in the second half.
Quite honestly, they'd been better off to fake a pass and then do a delayed handoff coming back the other direction with McCudden.
Brooks Blount is only 1 for 6 tonight. He hasn't gotten a lot of help from his receivers, but he's overthrown a couple guys too. And let's face it, the corners of Monona Grove, Ostrowski and Crail have done a really good job on the wideouts for the Wolverines.
6:03 to play in the 3rd quarter. It's 7-0 Waukesha West lead. You're listening to WVMO LP Monona.
All right, big play coming up again for Monona. 3rd down and long. They could force Waukesha into a field goal try here with a stop. But like I said, I think if Waukesha can gain 6 or 7 on this play, I think we'll see them go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, I think you may be right. All right, they split 3 wide receivers out to the right side. Blount in the shotgun with McCudden next to him. Blount looking to throw. He'll take off on the quarterback draw. Oh, slips a tackle, gets inside the 15-yard line. See what kind of a spot we get here. He's going to be short.
Trenton Gothard actually got a hand on Blount as he was going by and tripped him up. I think he might have gotten the 1st down if Gothard wouldn't have got a hand on him.
All right, the ball on the 13-yard line. It is 4th and 8.
Yeah, and they're going to go for a field goal, Steve. So that tackle forces a field goal tried. I did not see a real strong effort from the kicker on the extra point, but a lot goes into a field goal attempt. You got to have a good snap, good hold.
Brent Bartlett, the kicker, ready to do this one from the 20-yard line. This is a 30-yard attempt. Snap, the ball is down.
And I think that's going to go wide. No,
it
just snuck in.
Yeah. From 30 yards out. Bartlett with the field goal makes it a 10-0 Waukesha lead.
Boy, that just barely got inside the right upright.
Now the officials are talking.
Oh, there's a flag down, Steve.
Yeah.
There's a flag down, and Monona Grove's clapping their hands, so let's see if this goes against Waukesha. That would take the 3 off the board. Nope, that's went against Monona.
Oh.
I'm not sure what the call was there.
So they're going to take the points off the ball and go for it here? That defies the
book.
If
it's a personal foul, it'd be an automatic 1st down.
They're still saying 4th down on the.
Well, they haven't changed the ball placement or anything like that.
Okay, so from.
Not sure what that call is. It's kind of this
from the
crossed
13-yard line, they're doing half the distance.
Yeah, and it's an automatic 1st down, so it must be a personal foul. It was hard to tell from the official signal there.
1st and goal from the 7.
That was big. I mean, the 3 was put Monona Grove down by 2 scores, but that is a big play.
Yeah.
That puts Waukesha 1st down and goal at the 6 or at the 7-yard line. Big penalty on Monona Grove there.
Double tight ends.
1st and goal.
I did not see the personal foul, so I don't know what the call was.
Timeout called by the Wolverines or by the Silver Eagles.
Illegal substitution on the Wolverines.
No, that's a penalty on the Wolverines.
Illegal substitution they call, so that marches it back to the 12-yard line. 1st and goal.
But it's still 1st down.
We'll take that. 4:58 to play in the 3rd quarter. A 7-0 Waukesha lead. The Silver Eagle defense, once again, their backs against the wall. They've played a lot of the game on defense.
Yeah, the Monona Grove offense has not really been able to get in sync. They have not been on the field at all here in the 2nd half.
Yeah, we played
7 minutes. 7 minutes.
McCudden with the carry going left side. McCudden got just inside the 10 before he was stopped. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal.
Yeah, Marcus Wallace and Sam Gronsky. Called Sam Gronsky's name a lot tonight.
Ball at the 9-yard line. Marcus, a 2-way player, all conference both ways. I remember that big interception he had in, where was that, Fort Atkinson, I think?
What we need is a forced fumble here.
That'd be nice. McCudden getting it again right up the middle and Powers inside the 5.
Nice hole by the offensive line there, opened up. Fortunately, Monona Grove able to close it quickly.
2nd and goal from the 5.
Third and goal.
3:58 to play and the clock's still running. It's been 8 minutes since the 2nd half started, and the Silver Eagles have yet to get the ball on offense. The give is McCudden trying to go left side.
And I think he's in. Let's see where they
mark it. There it is. Yep. Touchdown. His 2nd 5-yard run of the night.
Yeah, that's the same play they used to score the touchdown the first time he had the ball. Just an end run to the left. McCutcheon just a workhorse tonight. I've got him for 31 carries, Steve. We're only 8 minutes into the 3rd quarter.
Well, defying normal logic, you don't take points off the board. They took the penalty and erased that field goal and managed to work McCudden in for his second touchdown of the night.
It certainly worked out to their advantage to take those 3 because they got 7 to replace them.
Bartlett's kick. And it's a 14-0 Waukesha West lead.
All right, well, Monona Grove's offense finally gets a chance to take the field. Waukesha has had the ball for 8 minutes and 17 seconds here in the second half. A long drive for a touchdown to give them a 14-0 lead.
Hopefully the Waukesha defense has fallen asleep or gotten stiff. Something we can take advantage of on offense here. The Silver Eagles really need to get something going.
I think it's becoming more and more clear that Monona can't wait for Waukesha to make a mistake. Monona's going to have to start executing on offense. They're going to have to start driving the ball down the field like they've been doing all year. Quick strike offense. Give Alec Ogden some time and he can pick them apart, but he's got to get time to throw the ball. The offensive line has done a terrific job this year, and Steve, all 5 offensive linemen were honored by the Badger Conference this year. Marcus Wallace, Nathan Wilcox, and Michael Williams-Davis, all first team, all conference. And then Connor O'Rourke and Max Hengst were honorable mention all conference. So all 5 offensive linemen honored by the conference this year, a rare occurrence, all deservedly so. And it's time for them to really step up, give Ogden the time he needs, and have the offensive play calling, have him unload that ball more quickly, see if they can just move the ball efficiently down the field.
Brent Bartelt ready to kick off for the Wolverines.
A little pooch kick.
This will be taken by one of the upbacks. I think this is Duncan. And Duncan across the 30-yard line. Decent field position for the Silver Eagles. You know what's interesting, Bob, is we thought this was going to be a test of the Monona Grove defense, and it is, but they're doing an outstanding job, and it's the offense that's having trouble getting on track tonight.
Well, and as we said earlier, this is the best defense they've played this year, and they haven't been able to figure it out yet. So Monona Grove's offense huddling here near the sideline. They'll be taking the field, going right to the line of scrimmage. Let's see what they bust out with here to start the second half.
1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. Under 4 minutes left, 3:37 left in the third quarter. Ogden with Thompson next to him. We haven't seen these guys for a while, it seems like. Ogden looking to throw, dances, chase now. Better get rid of it soon.
Oh, wide open here is
He's
Gerlach.
got Gerlach down the right sideline, inside the 40, the 30, cuts it back.
He's going to score.
20, Lucas Gerlach, 66 yards.
All right, give that to Alec Ogden. Under pressure, slips 2 would-be tacklers, finds Gerlach open on the sideline. Gerlach gets a block and a nice move as he works his way down the sideline, 66 yards for the touchdown. Monona Grove back in this football game.
That's right. That's what they needed, Bob, with that quick strike offense. A lot of credit to both those players on that one. 20 seconds after the Waukesha touchdown, MG strikes back, and we're going to make this a 1-score game. Horsemeyer to attempt the extra point. Snap, hold, kick. It's 14-7.
All
well,
right.
I feel much better now, Bob.
Yeah, that's just the tonic the Monona Grove offense needed. The crowd has reawakened here at the John Clement Athletic Complex. Monona Grove fans making a lot of racket now. Waukesha West, I'm sure the coaching staff's just telling everybody, calm down, calm down. We're still ahead 14-7. And
I jokingly said something about Waukesha West's defense falling asleep. They certainly left Gerlach open down the right sideline.
Well, yes, but they had 2 shots at Alec Ogden. Ogden managed to slip both tacklers and then find Gerlach. Ogden always looking downfield. Even he's kind of Aaron Rodgers-esque, where he can feel the tacklers. He's elusive enough to get out of the grasp, and then always looking downfield while all that's going on.
Well, Bob, in the second half, you've said Rodgers-esque and un-Ogden-like. I like both of those words. All right, McCudden, Mikulak, and Zerpoli deep for the Wolverines. Horsemeyer to kick it for the Silver Eagles. Down 14-7, 3:23 to play in the third quarter. We're back to a 1-score game. You remember it was back and forth a lot last year before the Silver Eagles prevailed in overtime. Let's see if they can pull that trick again. Horsemeyer's kick. This is McCudden at the 7. Across the 10, 15, 20, 25. He's got some running room down the sidelines and pushed out of bounds near the 35-yard line. Boy, that kid gets some running room, and he's trouble.
That was Horsemeyer who shoved him out of bounds, the kicker. But a good return, and again, good field position for the Wolverines.
1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Wolverines.
All right, MG's defense, time to make a statement, fellas. You played pretty well tonight, but now you need to stop.
Pretty soon McCudden's going to get tired, isn't he? I mean, I'm sure they're getting tired of trying to tackle that kid, but boy, he is just a horse tonight.
Well, for 4 years, he's been a horse for Waukesha and never seems to get tired. He plays both ways, punts. He's on the field all the time.
He gets the handoff here, trying to go left side, cuts it back inside, across the 40-yard line, and brought down about the 42.
Well, Monona Grove did a nice job of stretching that play toward the sideline, but McCudden really took his time and then cut back, ended up with a nice gain.
Yeah, 5-yard pickup, the ball to the 43-yard line. 2nd and 5.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, the Silver Eagles had a shot at him near the line of scrimmage, and he slipped an arm tackle. Fortunate they got him in the second level. Waukesha up to the line. McCudden the tailback. McCudden going right side this time. Oh, and hit at the line there.
That time.
Dronsky and Wonderland.
And also Reese Barker, number 78. I think he made the initial contact. That play went absolutely nowhere.
They give him forward progress of a yard out to the 44-yard line.
I don't think he had a yard coming.
3rd and 4. Now this is key. This could be a huge play. Lucas Gerlach in at linebacker, Bob.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen him out there this year. And he's got coverage out here on Finley Schumacher, their very tall tight end. Nope.
Barker rolling out, hits Leitner, and Leitner has the first down near the 35-yard line.
Actually, that was Alex Regenfelder playing quarterback on that, number 2.
We haven't seen him. Well, he hasn't played much since early in the season.
Right, and that was the quarterback, and a big gainer on the play, and first down for the Wolverines.
They get to the 35-yard line of Monona Grove.
21-yard pass play on 3rd and long.
Leitner's missed a couple catches earlier this game, but made up for it with that one.
The first pass of the second half for the Wolverine offense.
The pitch to McCudden going right side. Pushed out of bounds after a short gain.
McCudden takes the pitch.
Minute 39 to play in the third quarter. 14-7 Wolverine lead. Just inside the 30-yard line. Call it the 29. 2nd and 4. Regenfelder's still in there. What's his number?
He's number 2.
Number 2. Quite a bit smaller than Blount. Calling the signals. Pitch going left side is McCudden. McCudden, some running room. He might make the corner. He's got one man
coming
to
back.
beat.
It's coming back. Sam Gronsky was being held at the line of scrimmage, and the official finally threw a flag. It's not going to matter what happens down there. He could have run all the way to Wanakee, and it's coming back.
All the way to Wanakee. I like that. Anthony Ellis-Cradle getting credit for the tackle and having it slip away because of the penalty, and this will go against the Wolverines.
Yeah, that was just wide out, way out in the open there. I could see it from here, and I'm glad the officials saw it as well.
Minute 31 to play. This will make it 2nd and long for the Wolverines. Another good opportunity for the MG defense. They march it back, to the 39-yard line. They've got to make the 25.
Silver Eagles need to take advantage of this big penalty because that negated a very big play by the Wolverines. The Wolverines had the ball inside the 10-yard line at the end of that play.
2nd and 15. Regenfelder still in at quarterback. McCudden the tailback behind him. The pitch going right side is McCudden. No, that's Mikulak.
That's actually
Zerpoli.
No, Mikulak. And Mikulak with the big gainer, and they'll get the first down. Wow. You know, we kind of expected to see a run like that out of McCudden tonight, but that was Mikulak.
Mikulak's had a couple of good games this season against McGuanago. He went 6 carries for 104 yards, including an 88-yard run.
Well, that was a 30-yard run there.
And a first down, 1st and goal. The ball at the 8-yard line.
Monona Grove defense, I think they're starting to get a little fatigued out there, and they need to get a stop. I don't know if it's going to need a penalty or a turnover here, but they need to get a stop. And here's that left side end run that they've scored twice on.
That was McCudden again. He got inside the 5. About a 4-yard pickup for the young man.
And number 6, Anthony Ellis-Creel with the stop.
58 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. A 14-7 Waukesha East lead, but they're knocking on the door of adding to that.
Don't know if you're interested, Steve, but McCudden has gone over 2,000 now for the 2nd year in a row.
The handoff to the fullback Mikulak. He pounds inside the 5 again. It's going to bring up 3rd and goal.
And that was Zerpoli, number 33 on the carry. Just got a yard or so.
Ben Cameron.
See what kind of a spot we get here. The ball at the 3-yard line.
3 or 4-yard line.
3.5.
3rd and goal from the 4-yard line.
I'm pretty sure I know where the ball's going on this one.
Into the hands of number 22.
Very good chance. Very good chance. Strong chance, Steve. Strong possibility.
Chance.
But they're going to let the clock run out, and we're going to go to the 4th quarter.
We will march down to the other end. And we've got 12 minutes left in this game, and a Silver Eagle victory is going to be tough. They're going to have to come from behind as they trail it 14-7.
Well, Steve, if you remember last year, Monona Grove trailed by 7 in the 4th quarter as well before scoring late and tying it up and sending it to overtime.
It was Naherniak who scored in the 4th to tie it up, and then Mitch Kelsey with the touchdown to give him the opportunity in overtime for Thompson to make that 2-pointer for the lead.
And the victory.
And the victory. Naherniak, 5 catches, 220 yards. That game had 4 touchdowns. That's quite a way to end the season, although they did play that one more game in Camp Randall.
They played 2 more after that. Remember, they played in a Economawalk against Mequon Homestead,
oh, that's
which
right.
was, we didn't really know what to expect when we went down there, if you remember, Steve, because they had given up 42 points the week before, and they came in and shut Homestead down. Homestead never knew what hit them. The defense just played out of their minds. They won that game 33-6.
All right. So what are we, 3rd and goal?
3rd and goal at the 4, or 3.5, let's call it.
Well, you round up, it's 4. It's perilously close to a touchdown. Let's say that much.
Economawalk's got 2 downs to score it. It's a pass play, and it's to McCudden on a pass play for a touchdown.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Regenfelder's
Just Peter McCudden just running out from his running back position, just did a quick out there, was wide open, and that's Regenfelder with the touchdown pass.
Regenfelder hasn't thrown a pass in a month and a half. So the first play of the 4th quarter results in a 2-touchdown lead for the Waukesha West Wolverines.
Fortunately, a whole quarter is plenty of time for Monona Grove to get back into this ball game.
Bartlett's out there to attempt the extra point. Snap, hold, kick.
That looked better.
That did, and it's 21-7.
Extra point is good. Your score,
Well,
Waukesha West 21.
The MG defense looks tired. There's no doubt. They've been on the field a lot in the second half. Monona Grove has run, I believe, 1 offensive play in the second half.
That's right. It was a pass to Gerlach for the touchdown.
Yeah. And
in 12 minutes of play, we've had 1 opportunity. And, well, they made the most of it. You give them credit for that.
and let's see if I can figure out how many plays that Waukesha's run here in this second half.
Well, McCudden's got more plays than MG does.
Start talking, and I'll try to cipher this out.
Well, the Silver Eagles will get the ball back. There is a slight breeze, and it is in favor of the Silver Eagles, so they've got that going for them, which is nice. Little Bill Murray bit there. Silver Eagles send Jenks, Recker, and Thompson deep.
22 plays Waukesha's run to 1 for Monona Grove in the second half.
Well, we're efficient anyways. That one did count for 6 points.
Well, let's hope they can do that again on this series.
Maybe a couple times would be nice.
No kidding. Well, Monona Grove's going to have to answer. I realize that we're just starting the 4th quarter, and Monona Grove can score points in bunches. but the Waukesha defense has handled them pretty well tonight. So Monona Grove really needs to answer on this series.
And the Waukesha offense in the second half has been clear. They're usually going to run the clock by running McCudden.
And effective. They just pounding, and then they're getting first down after first down.
That outside run has been pretty effective for them. All right, Bartlett ready to kick it. Jenks, Recker, and Thompson deep for the Silver Eagles. Short kick, it'll bounce. Picked up by Thompson along the right sidelines.
And he was down almost immediately.
Yeah, he might have got to the 20.
Tackle made by number 34, Neil Bartelt, out there, the senior linebacker.
Let's see what kind of a spot we get here.
Snyder and Cameron.
It's going to be inside the 20-yard line,
call
Steve.
Call it the 18, Rob.
Yep.
First and 10.
So Monona Grove got a long field ahead of them here.
All year y'all been scoring at will, score at will. Right now.
Ogden calling the signals. Ogden looking to throw, rolling to his left, stopping, pitching it deep.
Nobody open.
Nobody
open.
nearby.
Nobody open.
I mean, Moran and Gerlach were in the vicinity, but not even close to either one of them.
I was watching the receivers in the patterns, and nobody was open. Ogden had nowhere to go with that ball.
Ogden getting chased on virtually every pass, and unfortunately he's going to have to throw a lot here in this fourth quarter if we're going to get back in this one quickly.
Let's see how aggressive the Wolverine defense is as far as blitzing goes.
Ogden looking to throw over the middle, little screen pass. This is Thompson. Oh, and he slips down. Got to the 15-yard line, and his feet just skidded out from underneath him. Otherwise, he had some running room down the right side.
Yeah, loss of a yard on the play. And it's too bad because if he could have kept his feet, there was some open field for him.
3rd and 11 now for the Silver Eagles. Ogden looking over the defense. Now he's calling the signals.
No, he's got help going
now
crossing
he's got pressure
pattern.
coming, gets out of one. Now he cuts it back. He's going to take off and run it, coming up the left side.
He's got the first down.
Across the 30, 35, and out of bounds. That's the Alec Ogden we like to see.
Yep. He had Hep running a crossing pattern that was open briefly. I'm not sure he would have gotten the first down, but he instead takes the ball himself and goes for about 17 yards.
Out to the 34-yard line, 1st and 10 MG. That was a big third down play. We needed
sure
that.
Was.
Ogden is calling the signals again. Quick pass out to Jenks Recker on the left side. I don't know if that was caught or not.
No, it wasn't. Called incomplete. That ball was just a little underthrown.
That pass has worked so well this whole season. It's been kind of a problem tonight.
Yeah, I think Waukesha West has done their homework, and they've covered that play pretty well.
2nd and 10 for the Silver Eagles. Ogden, fake to Thompson, now running back, cuts it up himself. Some running room.
It doesn't matter, it's coming back. There was a block in the back. Block in the back down there, I think, by Lucas Gerlach.
Into Wolverine territory, but you're right. Dual flags back about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not sure they saw it immediately, but Lucas, well, there's 2 flags, so they must have. Lucas made the block and then threw his hands up like, oh, I didn't touch him. Drew attention to himself.
And that's going to make it about 2nd and 20. 10:43 to play. A 21-7 lead for the Waukesha Wolverines. Now, they came into this game feeling they should have been the number 1 seed, and they've certainly played like it so far. They push it all the way back to the 23-yard line.
Repeat 2nd down.
Yeah, let's call it 2nd and 20. We need a big play out of the offense, boys. Ogden calling the signals. Now they change the play.
Monona with their 5th penalty of the game, and they have not been penalized much this year.
Ogden rolling to the right side. He's going to keep it himself. Has some running room. Crossed the 30-yard line and pushed out of bounds.
All the way up to the almost to the 40-yard line, Steve. So a big gainer on second down when they needed it.
They're going to spot it on the 40, a 15-yard pickup. That's 3rd and 5. That was a huge play. Now Gerlach and Hepp come out to the near side, split way out.
3rd and 4.
We've got Moran to the far, no, Jenks Record to the far side. Handoff to Thompson right up the middle.
Thompson squirted through, close to the first down. I don't think he quite got there, but I think Monona Grove's in a situation where they are probably going to have to go for it here. 4th down and less than a yard.
Yeah, that's close.
This is huge. This could decide the game. Monona Grove gets stoned here. I'm not sure that they can have enough time to come back.
Thompson
and
into the line, and he's hitting the backfield and pushed back. A loss on the play, and they turn it over on downs with 9:36 to play, and that could be it, Bob.
Yeah, I don't know. There's still a lot of time, and if Waukesha makes a mistake, but that really hurt. That really hurt.
That's a pivotal play.
Yeah, that was Baker and Bartelt that met him in the backfield, met Thompson in the backfield, and pushed him down for a loss, and Monona Grove turns the ball over on downs.
Only a yard loss on the play, but Thompson really had no opportunity at all.
All right, Waukesha West with the ball again. They have yet to be stopped in the second half. 2 series, 2 touchdowns.
2 long series. They eat up a lot of clock when they have the ball. Regenfelder's still in there. Now this is McCudden going left side. Little running room and down in. No, he's still on his feet and close to the 30-yard line.
The Monona Grove defense has been on the field virtually the entire second half, and I think fatigue might be catching up with them as all of a sudden we're starting to see Waukesha start tearing off yards in bigger chunks. There is a flag on the field, Steve, and the call's a face mask
against MG.
Monona.
Darn it, that doesn't help. They already made it to the 33-yard line, and now they're going to tack some more yards on top of that.
And that's what happens when you start getting tired. You start grabbing as opposed to meeting the runner, and you just grab onto whatever you can catch. And a lot of times it's the face mask.
That brings it down all the way to the 18-yard line of Monona Grove.
1st and 10 from the 18-yard line.
Yikes. All right, McCudden getting a break. McCulloch in the backfield. He gets the handoff. Running right side, and he's into the end zone.
That's McCudden, I believe, Steve.
32, Sam McCulloch.
No, that's McCulloch. 32.
Was it 32?
Yep.
My mistake. 20-yard touchdown run, and I think that'll probably do it for tonight unless Monona Grove can score very quickly on their next series.
We've got a lot of time left, 9:13 in the 4th quarter, but they're down by 3 scores and haven't shown the likelihood of scoring.
Yeah,
I mean, they scored on the quick pass to Gerlach, but unless they're going to do that several times, we're going to run out of time here pretty soon.
Well, I got to tell you that 4th and 1. When Thompson was stopped on 4th and 1, I think that really took the wind out of the sails of this Monona Grove team. The defense came on the field and just looked discouraged.
Yeah, between the face mask penalty and then that run, they've got to be really hanging their heads now.
Yeah, that was a 2-play drive with the penalty, and all of a sudden it's a 3-score lead for the Wolverines.
Bartlett will attempt to add his 4th extra point of the evening. And it is 28-7.
Bartel's extra point is good. Brings the score to Waukesha West.
Oh, there's some jawing going on now between Monona and their opponents. That's a bad idea.
Yep. You don't want to be initiating anything like that now.
Already,
I mean, if you're going to lose gracefully.
Right, and if you're down 3 scores, you cannot afford to take a personal foul penalty on an extra point and have the Wolverines kicking off from your 45-yard line.
Oh, 9:13 to play at 28-7. Waukesha West lead.
Stay with us, Steve. Stay with us.
I know.
Don't sound defeated. There's still 9 minutes to go.
It's
possible.
It's just so sad. I don't want the season to end. There's so many great players out here.
Season hasn't ended yet.
There's so many great players on this team.
Hang in there, baby. You can do it.
Where's your boy Bronco? Can't he win this game for us?
Bronco got some love from the Badger Conference as well. Honorable mention. And a linebacker.
How about Alan Schultz?
He did not.
He was probably on that next tier.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Let me check and see. This is Thompson and Jenks Recker back to return for the Silver Eagles, as they have been all night. Bartelt ready to kick it. 9:13 to play. The Silver Eagles down by 3 touchdowns. Kick going to Jenks Recker. He'll take it at the 10, 15, 20, 25. Little stutter step, 30, 35. Nice return by Jordan Jenks Recker to get to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, pulled down hard by the kicker, Junior Valencia. Well, it's about as good a field position as Monona Grove's had tonight to start a drive. They're at the 37-yard line.
Do that play that works for 60-plus yards.
Well, MG's they're going to probably be a passing offense now. They're down 3 scores, only 9 minutes to play. Fortunately, they got a guy that can put the ball on target.
The best quarterback in the league, Alec Ogden. He's up against the wall now.
Ogden, a finalist for the Dave Craig Quarterback of the Year award in the state of Wisconsin.
He's looking to throw, looking right side, throwing deep.
He has Moran.
And he overthrows him.
I think Moran tried to draw a pass interference call there. No call by the officials. I think that was a good no call.
Yeah, I would agree. That ball well overthrown.
And just
nobody was going to catch that.
Yeah, there was we're going to see the replay here, but I think this is probably a good no call. I don't see any contact there. Intentional contact by the defensive back on that play.
2nd and 10. Ogden calling the signals, now changing the play. This is Gerlach on the left wing. Ellis Crail out on the left side. On the right side, we've got Moran and Jenks Recker. Now whistle. What's that going to do?
Delay a game. Boy, I don't think we've seen Monona Grove do that all year.
Not as fast as this offense
No,
moves.
It's a no-huddle offense. You generally don't see delay of games penalties on no-huddle offenses. The 7th penalty of the game on Monona.
That pushes it back to the 32-yard line. 2nd and 15 for MG. Fake the
Thompson.
Thompson has some running room.
He's just got to shake through these tackles. No.
Into Waukesha territory. He gets across the 45-yard line.
He tried the spin move and lost his footing on that, but a big gainer by Thompson. They did not expect the running play on that one.
The 43-yard line of Waukesha. Nice run by one of the best running backs we've ever seen here, Bob.
25-yard run for Jackson Thompson, his longest run of the night.
The ball on the 43 of Waukesha. Ogden calling the signals. He's going to fake it. Pressure coming now.
Throws a dart to Gerlach. Let's see. And they're going to call it a catch. Gerlach on the sideline.
Gerlach inside the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 MG. 8:37 to play.
Just a little short, I think. It's going to be 2nd down and 1, I think. They marked the ball at about the 33, so just a little short.
Yep. 2nd and 1. Give us to Thompson. Thompson some running room. Almost broke that one. McCudden brings him down. Enough for the 1st down, and close to the 25-yard line is Jackson Thompson, showing why he is the 3rd or 4th best running back in school history. Still a little short of Stassi.
I'll have to look. He was coming up on him. I think he passed him.
Ogden looking to throw. Dancing, now throwing deep over the middle.
What's the call? No, incomplete. Lucas Gerlach actually playing defender on that. McCudden with much better position on that pass play. Gerlach came back over the top and knocked that ball down.
That brings up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line.
Ball just a trifle underthrown. Yeah, I think if he'd have gone a little bit higher and a little bit deeper, Gerlach would have been in there for 6.
All right, Ogden on 2nd and 10. 8:22 to play in the game. They got Thompson out on the left side. Little screen pass to Gerlach inside, and he stumbles ahead to the 25-yard line.
Number 74 for Waukesha, that's Bryce Teixeira. Man, he was not fooled at all on that screenplay. He just stayed home, and he took Gerlach down almost immediately.
Cachero will play D1 next year for Navy. All right, just a 1 yard, maybe 2 yard pickup on the play. 3rd and long for the Silver Eagles, under 8 minutes to play. Ogden reaching into his bag of tricks, gives it to Thompson, and Thompson has some running room inside the 20. Still on his feet, close to the 15-yard line. They blow the whistle. He was still moving forward, I thought.
Well, they're going to call it down. It looks like it just inside the 18-yard line. So
That's going to bring up 3rd down. 3rd and 1 for the Silver Eagles. Ogden in the backfield with Thompson. They've got Gerlach off on the right wing.
4th and 1.
Ogden with the keeper hit, spins out of a tackle, and he probably lost a yard on that.
Hunter Albanese was not fooled. He hit Ogden immediately. Ogden was able to spin away and hold the damage to nothing. There's going to be no gain on the play, so it's going to be 4th down and another huge 4th and 1.
4th and 1.
Oh, it looks like they're going to bring it out for a measurement. Let's see what happens.
Boy, I thought he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, much less gain anything there.
I thought he took a loss.
Albany smacked him immediately.
It's going to be no.
Just short.
Yeah, just inches short.
Boy, look at that.
Well, they're
looking
really
at it
looking
close.
over. That's
Waukesha's signaling.
Oh, that was 4th down. I'm sorry, Steve. I thought that was 3rd.
Everybody pointing except the officials. Officials say Waukesha ball.
I thought that was 3rd down, but it was 4th down and 1, and they did not make it. And they just the second time Monona Grove on a 4th and 1 has been turned away. A big stop by Waukesha. Not sure there's enough time left in the game for Monona Grove to get those 3 scores they need to tie the game.
No, unless we see a turnover right away, and McCudden hasn't fumbled the ball yet that I've seen. Well, that's a hard break for the Silver Eagles.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to tell from our vantage point what the final measurement ended up to be, but it looked like it was just a touch short.
Waukesha takes over 1st and 10 on their own 18-yard line. Regenfelder still in there, gives it to McCudden, going left side, bounces off a tackler and brought down after a 2-yard gain. That was 32 with the tackle.
Boehner.
32.
Ethan Boehner on the tackle there, also with some help from Trenton Herbert.
2-yard pickup for McCudden, 2nd and 8.
Boehner and Herbert, both juniors. We'll see them again next year.
Yeah, the Silver Eagles have a lot of returning players. That'll be nice.
The big question mark is quarterback. We all assume it'll be Jordan Bishop. Not sure what's coming up from the JV.
Hey, Bob.
Yes.
I'm compelled once again to say you're listening to WVMO LP Monona.
Oh. Whistle's blown well after the play began. I would assume this is going against Waukesha, and it is.
So, 2nd and long for the Wolverines.
Well, before this game ends, Steve, I want to make sure that I tell our listeners that Lucas Gerlach just set a new Monona Grove record for most touchdown receptions in a season. His 66-yard touchdown reception tonight gives him 15, breaking the mark of 14 set by Zach Zwiefel and Andre Naherniak.
2 of our favorite players. Gerlach added to that list of favorite players. He is just a tough kid and a great tight end. Regenfelder gives it to McCudden again, left side, trying to get the corner. Pushed down near the 25-yard line. I thought for a second the ball popped out. The Silver Eagles were hopping like it was a loose ball.
That would have been nice.
But no such luck. Now we got a player down. No, he's up.
Down there.
The trainers were all set to run out onto the field.
Yeah.
Now they'll head back.
Players shook it off and back in the game.
3rd and 2.
3rd and 12. No gain on the play.
Looking at the
by
wrong
McCudden.
flag. Ball on the 15-yard line.
Clock ticking away, though. Monona has not stopped it. They have all 3 other timeouts. Might have been a good idea to stop the clock on that play.
About 5.5.
3rd and 12. I would assume they'll call one if Monona Grove gets the stop here.
The fullback with the handoff.
Oh, no. There he goes. That's
This is
McCudden.
McCudden, yep. into Silver Eagle territory.
Yeah, nice job. Nice fake. Faked us out. Faked our cameraman out.
McCudden all
McCudden
the way
with a
down
huge
to
gain.
the MG 43-yard line.
Yeah, I think that's the nail in Monona Grove's coffin. 2017 coffin this year. Monona, a great year coming into this game, 11-0, scoring well over 40 points a game. Tonight they met a better team.
Yeah, they met a team with an outstanding defense. I mean, Waukesha's given up a few points, but nothing great. Tonight they've really hit their stride. If they play like this, the Brookfield teams don't stand much of a chance. All right, 1st and 10, the ball on the Monona Grove 43-yard line.
5:16 to go in the game. Waukesha leads 28-7.
McCudden off the field for the time being. The give is to
McCulloch, I think.
McCulloch again, and he gets a couple of yards. Yeah, that was McCulloch. Oh, now a shove.
Yeah, we don't. That's a bad idea. So Brooks Blount taken out of the game at quarterback after the first half. And now a flag comes down. I don't know if I think there was some jawing going on by Monona Grove players, and the coaching staff out on the field just yelling at the defenders and at the official. I think somebody must have mouthed off to one of the officials there because that flag came out really late.
Both teams to the sidelines as the officials straighten things out and go over and talk to the coaches. Coach Beckwith, an outstanding record in his first 3 years. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he's had just a fantastic start to his career.
He came into the game, or into the year, I believe he was 20-5. So let's figure it out. 31-5 coming into this game.
That's not bad.
Yeah, personal foul, automatic first down, 15-yard penalty added on to the end of that run.
Marches it down to the 26-yard line of Monona Grove. And we have 4:59 to play in the game.
This game close to turning into a blowout. Yeah, unsportsmanlike conduct. I don't know who it was on, but the flag came out well after the end of the play. I'm sure there was some jawing a little earlier in the game, or earlier in this quarter, and I think it must have continued.
Bob, did you see that the coach at Fort Atkinson, Steve Mahoney, resigned?
Yeah, I saw he resigned. Spend more time with family?
Something like that. McCudden again. Nice steps inside the 20-yard line.
I think that was McCulloch again.
Okay.
I think McCudden might not even be in the game anymore.
McCulloch, a good running back. I got to see
Yeah,
what year he is.
almost
He's
600
just a junior.
yards. Yeah, almost 600 yards coming into the game. Considering the leading rusher had 1,874. That's 600 yards. That's pretty good.
That's not bad. As a team, they ran for over 3,000 yards.
About a 7-yard gain on that play.
That's McCulloch at tailback now.
Yeah.
Zerpoli, the fullback, and Regenfelder, the quarterback. McCulloch again into the line. Took a couple of big shots.
No, he's out here on the side.
Oh, how did he bounce out there?
He bounced out there, but there's going to be a penalty, and I think that's going to go on. That'll definitely go on Waukesha. I think it's a block in the back by number 16, Trey Tetzlaff.
4:12 to play in the game at 28-7, Waukesha West lead. This will bring it back and make it second and much longer.
We have an injured player coming off for Monona, limping off.
That's
John
List.
John List.
List has had a good season.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun watching John List this year.
He impressed us from the very first game when he got that safety to open the season.
Mm-hmm. John List, a senior, playing his last home game here at Monona Grove.
All right, after the penalty, they walk it out to the 27-yard line.
Things getting kind of sloppy, both teams. But the clock ticking away. Just a little over 4 minutes left. Monona Grove down by 21 points. Waukesha looking like they're the ones that are going to be moving on to the state semifinal game.
And I have to say, they've deserved it. They've certainly earned it tonight.
They certainly have. They have played very good football, very solid all the way, just grinding it out. They are the better team tonight.
Regenfelder calling for the ball. He'll hand off to Mikulak again. Mikulak inside the 25-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and long. 3:45 to play. A whistle stops the clock as two teams will go to the sidelines again.
Well, McCudden carried the ball a lot tonight, Steve. I got him for 39 carries. This is all unofficial, of course, for 192 yards.
Just a typical day at work for Peter McCudden.
So Peter McCudden goes over 2,100 yards tonight. Oh, and I was going to look and see if Jackson Thompson caught Mike Stassi tonight to move into third on the all-time Monona Grove rushing list.
Well, Stassi hasn't been caught very often.
By my numbers, I do have him indeed moving into number 3. I got him.
How many
yeah,
yards?
just wow. By just a little, I got him for 73 yards tonight, which would give him 2,917 yards. 2,909 for Mike Stassi.
Yes. All right, 3rd and 9. The ball on the 25-yard line of Monona Grove.
As I said, the stats up here are official or unofficial, so they are.
And they're un-Ogden-like.
They are. So the stats you see tomorrow might not match the ones I have up here tonight.
Mikulak again.
Good defense there. Just a short gain again, but the clock ticking away on Monona Grove's undefeated season. Timeout by MG. Haven't quite given up yet.
The ball spotted at the 24-yard line of Monona Grove. 3:37 to play. Teams will come to the sidelines.
Well, after a tough first half by the Monona Grove defense, the Waukesha running game just wore them down in the second half.
Yeah, how many passes have they attempted in the second half?
2.
2.
Complete them both. 1 for a touchdown.
Wow. Yeah, McCudden is the real deal. I mean, he's a good running back. I was comparing him to Jackson Thompson, but I think it's the surrounding cast of characters, at least tonight anyways, that makes McCudden different.
Well, like I said, McCudden plays both sides of the ball. He's on the field all the time. He is one tough kid. Yeah, I have Waukesha. They ran for 62 yards in the first half. I have them running for so far 204 in the second half.
Yeah, that was the difference. Is they just pounded the ball and wore down the MG defense, especially in that third quarter when they controlled the ball all but one play.
From the 24-yard line.
4th down. Mikulak again. Got inside the 25-yard line, but not much more.
So let's see if they run the kicking team out and try to kick a field goal. They are bringing out. It looks like they're bringing them out.
Well, that was 4th down.
Oh, that was 4th. I'm sorry.
Yep,
my mistake. Boy, what the heck? I missed 2 4th downs now. All right, so they did not get the first. Monona Grove will take it. They have no timeouts left. 3 minutes, 32 seconds to go. MG down 28-7.
Ogden and Thompson in the backfield. Ogden looking to his right side. Now chased out of the pocket, rolling right.
Scott Hepp open.
Through his hands.
Pretty good defense there. I think he was screened by the defender there, number 8, Trent Remmers.
Yeah, that would have been a tough catch.
Yep. Plenty of steam on the ball, got it out there, no problem, but Hepp double covered out there. They have a safety playing center field. He came over to help Remmers, and I think he did a nice job of screening Hepp off the ball.
Now they're playing a couple deep safeties.
Looks like there's a flag down, and it's going to go against Waukesha. I don't know if they got a late hit on Ogden. They're marching off 15. That's what I'm guessing.
That's going to be a first down for the Silver Eagles as they pull it out to the 38-yard line.
And you surely, if I'm the Waukesha coaching staff, I am all over whoever did that, because there's no reason for that at this point in the game.
Yeah, you don't want to give them that out. Ogden looking both ways. Now chased. He
gets away from a
slips
sack.
The tackle, rolling to his right.
And he's gonna
get a first down. He has the first down and dives across the 50-yard line. Boy, if you're a coach, you got to wince when your star quarterback takes a shot like that.
But that was great. Like I said, another Roger-esque play there. He should, by all rights, have been sacked. He spins out of the clutches of a Waukesha defender and ends up running for the first down. A huge gain.
Down to the 49-yard line of Waukesha. Silver Eagles refusing to give up here. Ogden again, dropping back. Takeoff on the draw play. Has the first down again. Across the 35 and out of bounds near the 30-yard line of Waukesha.
Well, he's smart enough to run out of bounds, stop the clock, so the MG offense has not given up. I love watching that.
3:08 to play.
And mark that at about the 32, it looks like, maybe the 31. 18-yard gain.
Call it the 32, Bob. Ogden looking to throw. Chased again. Down the right sidelines. Has the first down and out of bounds again inside the 20.
I think they're going to mark him short of the first down.
Let's see what sort of
And there's
spot.
a Waukesha player down on the sideline over there. Yeah, they marked him well short. They marked him out of bounds 6 yards downfield, so it'll be 2nd and 4. So Alec Ogden putting it on his shoulders. If he hasn't got his receiver right away, and he is, again, under a heavy rush. He's been rushed all night, hasn't had his usual amount of time to set up back there. But he's been doing it here on this series, just running the ball, scrambling, and gaining. He's gained, let's see, 37 yards on the last 3 plays, just on scrambles alone.
Silver Eagles looking a little tired, a lot of hands on hips. 3 minutes exactly to play in this one, 28-7.
Yep, they haven't given up.
Never give up, never surrender. Give us to Thompson. Thompson inside the 20.
And another flag down, and then another flag coming late. So there could be 2 separate penalties on this play. He's got the first down, but I think we're going to get a hold on Monona. Yeah, and then, but I think there may be a penalty on Waukesha as well. Let's see.
Thompson signaling a face mask. 2 officials picking up their flags.
No, they're just calling they're calling a personal foul penalty on Waukesha, and that's it.
That's going to march it down inside the 10.
Jeez, that's the 2nd personal foul penalty on this series alone.
The ball to
by
the
Waukesha with a safe lead, and they're still taking personal foul penalties. Yeah, if I'm the coach, I call timeout and I bring him in and just start hollering at him.
He was pretty upset on the sidelines a few minutes ago. Can't be any happier now after that. 2:54 to play, and the Silver Eagles with a chance to make this a 2-score game.
Yeah,
a couple of breaks.
It's one thing when you're down 21 points to lose discipline, but when you're up 21 points, there's no excuse for it. And their defense really shouldn't be all that tired, Steve. They haven't been on the field all that much in the second half.
Brookfield Central is beating Brookfield East 24-0. So says my brother Chuck.
Well, Central looks like they're going to be playing Waukesha West in the next round of the playoffs, and I won't care.
You'll be moving on to the NBA because I know you're a huge NBA fan.
I know, and it's been hard to push it off, just till the end of the high school football season.
All right. 1st and goal for the Silver Eagles. The ball at the 9. Ogden and Thompson in the backfield. Ogden will give it to Thompson, trying to get the left corner. Slips and falls on his butt. Back at the 14-yard line.
Clearly, the field has become quite wet with dew. We've seen a lot of slipping in the second half. So that loss by Thompson, I don't know if that takes him back on the other side of Waukesha or not.
Oh, that'd be funny if he seesawed that one for a while. The ball back on the 15-yard line. Thompson tried to plant and cut and just tumbled backwards. Ogden calling the signal, 2nd and goal. Throws to the right corner. Incomplete. That was well overthrown.
Yeah,
I think he was looking for Gerlach.
Yeah, Gerlach was just running a down and out. He was well covered, threw the ball up, was hoping Gerlach could just go get it.
3rd and goal from the 15. 2:16 to play in this one, a 28-7 MG lead. The season's slipping away from the Silver Eagles unless they can make something happen pretty quick here.
It'd be a miraculous comeback with 2 minutes to go and down 3 touchdowns.
Well, stranger things have happened, and now a timeout.
I haven't seen them out here in Waukesha calling another timeout. No, neither team with any timeouts left now. The first half really moved along quickly. The second half, not so much.
There was a game I went to, a playoff game, many years ago when Stassi was coaching up in Ashwaubenon, where they scored 3 touchdowns in the space of about 2.5 minutes. That was a miraculous comeback.
That would be a miraculous comeback, that's for sure. Well, let's we got a timeout, Steve. Let's give some props to all the Monona Grove football players that made the all-conference team this year. We'll run it down quick. First team is Ogden, Thompson, Moran, Gerlach, Williams-Davis, Wilcox, Wallace, Horsemeyer. Wallace again on defense, Wonderland, Herber, Ostrowski, and Horsemeyer. All first-teamers.
3rd and goal from the 15. Ogden taking the snap, looking left, looking right. Flips it out to Colton Moran, inside screen. Moran still on his feet inside the 10, now pushed back. That'll bring up 4th and goal inside the 10-yard line.
Moran's first catch of the night.
Really, an all-conference pick. They've done a good job shutting him down.
Second teamers were Jordan Shanks-Recker, Taylor Duncan, Jaden Robinson, who's been out for a lot of this year with an injury. And honorable mentions to Sam Hepp, Connor O'Rourke, Max Hanks, Parker Kunai, Sam Gronsky, Bronze Geisler, and Ethan Boehner.
4th and goal from the 10. Ogden and the Silver Eagles not giving up yet. Ogden looking left, now chase to his right side.
And that's
and
we
got a flag.
I'm not sure what the call's going to be there.
It was in the area of holding, I would guess.
But Neil Bartelt is the linebacker that made the big sack and really drove them back. They had the ball at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, that would be an 18-yard sack, and that turns it over on downs as the penalty was against the Silver Eagles.
Declined, and it'll go back to Waukesha, and that'll do her for us, Steve.
Minute 29. Hey, thanks to Will Nimmo.
Will Nimmo.
And
just have a heck of a
Justin
time.
Janis.
Have a cookie, Steve.
All the great work they've done all year for us, and appreciate Justin's help with the 40th anniversary get-together.
The kids have done a nice job on the cameras this year and on the replay. We appreciate everything they've done for us. Another fun year, a lot of fun this year. This was the highest scoring offense in the history of the Monona Grove football program, so it was a lot of fun watching that. A lot of games where we had running clock in the second half. It really has been a good year for Monona Grove football and for us.
And a lot of fun on WVMO with the promos and fan base that we've got now. People coming up to us on the street asking for autographs.
Yeah, and we're not tired of it. So, folks, you just keep it coming. We'll do selfies, the whole schmear.
Where are we going after the game, Bob?
Well, we're going to go to Off-Broadway. That's where we'll be signing autographs.
We got to make sure they're a sponsor of the Booster Club. They don't get this for nothing. All right. Waukesha West in the victory formation. They'll kneel down a couple more times, and that'll do it. The Silver Eagles will fall to 11-1 on the season. A spectacular season. One of the most exciting offenses we've ever seen here, could ever hope to see here.
And great players. I mean, let's face it, we're going to be losing some really stellar, go down in history Monona Grove players. Alec Ogden, Jackson Thompson, Lucas Gerlach. These are three guys that have been, Jackson started last year. Lucas played as a sophomore. Alec played as a sophomore. These are three guys that have set records here at Monona Grove. Records, I'm not sure that the records that Alec Ogden has broke here will ever be touched again.
76 touchdown passes in his career.
Best quarterback we've seen here at Monona Grove, and that's not disparaging any other quarterback at MG. They have a storied football history, but some of these kids that we've seen the last couple of years out here that are seniors this year really just broke the mold.
The final seconds tick down, and the two teams are shaking hands at the middle of the field. Monona Grove falls to 11-1. Waukesha West improves to 12-0. Will take on Brookfield Central, supposedly, in the game that'll qualify them for the championship.
Well, we don't care, Steve.
I'll still watch it.
Will you? You're going to drive down there and watch a game?
No, the championship game.
Oh, the championship game. Oh, you're going to go to the game.
No, I'll watch it on TV.
Oh, okay.
I'll record it.
All right. Yeah.
But thank you so much for watching us. We're not anything if we don't have viewers, and we appreciate
listeners too.
Appreciate everybody that's watched and commented and posted on Facebook. It's been a good season. It's been a lot of fun, and we appreciate your viewership.
Thanks to Dave Kersner for the cookies again this year, and thanks to my best gal Nancy for actually tuning in and watching this stuff every week. She doesn't have to.
She's a devoted fan, and we're not sure why.
Yeah, she's all right, man. One of the good ones.
One of the good ones.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks a lot, folks. Been a great 2017 season. We're looking forward to 2018. A few question marks for next year, but I'm sure it'll be another exciting year.
All right, thank you so much again. The Silver Eagles falling to the Waukesha West Wolverines 28-7. This is Steve Martinelli and Bob Schmuck saying good night. Stay tuned. In a couple of weeks, we got basketball starting.